Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie Eat the Hype Reese and Delvin, who is telling us today that the GoBots suck.
They absolutely do. Fucking trash.
Yeah.
The who?
Exactly.
The GoBots, the fake ass Transformers, they do suck.
Is that the people that like beat down Wonder Woman in that movie?
No, they should
Is it
have.
the GoBots?
They're terrible.
No.
Fucking
That's how I know you're young if you don't know who the GoBots are.
I don't know who the GoBots are. It's
I
like
don't
the
know.
Speaking of
Pack
old
Goblins?
people, Seph's here.
It's like the is it the
Exactly.
Old
The
people.
Pack Goblins?
I'm younger than half of you.
that is a statement.
How old are you, Seth?
Delvin's the old of us.
38.
You're 38?
38.
Yeah,
don't
so
believe that at all.
you're younger. No, I'm 43, or I'll be 43 in 2 months.
Black don't
And
crack.
Delvin's old.
No,
Yeah.
I
Delvin
don't
Delvin
believe
is
that
the
at all,
old
Seth.
of us. Delvin's
Delvin-
old. Is like,
Delvin-
Seth looks like he's
It's-
63.
it's polite to call Delvin old. You know, that's like when I go to the bottle shop and they card me, it's like that's nice. That's what it's like to call Delvin old. He's older than that.
No, I'm not.
He's
He's
ancient.
elder. He's
okay.
ancient,
I
decrepit.
still, I still look young.
The crypt keeper,
Women
Delvin
love me.
Cox.
Damn, he called you the Crypt Keeper, bro.
Crypt Keeper's the GOAT. So, yes, I am the GOAT. That's correct.
Delvin
Hey,
Delvin
no,
is like
no.
you know the giver, the
I
guy
am
that
the
like
goat.
stores all the
Right there.
memories and pain for
See,
that's
goat.
Delvin.
Right there. Go. That's what it
That's
says.
true.
He's right.
true.
Good sweater.
Can't deny it.
Do we?
It's the truth.
Do we?
And he has
respect our
Perry the
elders here,
Platypus
John
behind
32?
him.
I don't think we respect our elders at all. I think we spit on them.
Disrespect our elders here. That
Yeah.
could be the tag name. That could be the
I
tagline of the whole.
appreciate
That could be the whole show.
Half of the Discord is like older than
Me-
me by like a lot.
Look and Joe.
When I'm the old one.
Half? Half? It's like
discounts
3
at-
people.
Discounts
than
at
three
Penny's old.
I'm feeling old. I should move the camera closer to me. Maybe if I do it like,
No, that doesn't
like
work.
this.
Absolutely not.
No?
Seth living a hard 38.
Right? Real hard, 38.
It's because I live in Ohio.
Well, that'll do it
I
to you.
mean,
That's what happens. That's
Ohio
that'll
is
do it to
cursed. My kids came home and told me that Ohio was cursed. I'm like, why? Where did you hear that from?
What
He's
are
like, I don't
they-
know,
what
it's
are
just
they
cursed.
teaching
reality.
those kids in California?
I mean, are they wrong?
The truth. That's what I teach them, the truth.
They're not wrong. There's a reason why Ohio's like greatest exports are like meth and wrestlers.
Yeah.
You guys want to see my new pet? Little spider here.
What the hell, Seth?
Oh.
You made that?
I just dropped a leg.
Seth, you embarrass me.
Good.
Yeah.
Burn that with fire, please.
What are you doing, man? Stop! I
Kill it with
vouch for
fire.
you.
Well,
This is
well,
just
well, you fucked
STEM.
up.
My kids made this at a STEM fest last week.
That's pretty cool, Seth. I like it.
yeah. Anything but a spider. It could have been an ant. I'd have been okay with that, but a spider? No.
Yeah.
No.
And you got like Perry the Platypus behind you. I'm rocking with you today,
Yep.
Seth.
Oh yeah.
I dig it.
Madness. Absolute madness. All right, well, let's get this show actually underway. Seth, since you are the guest here, kind of, I mean, you're like back for the very first time. You've been around.
It's been a while.
around.
Yeah. Been a while.
What the hell you been up to? What are you playing?
Let's get into it.
Well, one of the reasons I was invited is because
Yes.
I am playing have been playing New Star GP, the retro F1 style racing game.
I am as well.
Same.
Played that
I
for
am
about
not.
the past week on Series X, and been having a good time with that. I don't know if we want to just dive into that.
Yes.
Right now, right
do the
away?
review
Yes,
right here at
please.
the
Let's
top.
get it
Um,
out of the way.
All
Don't
right,
say that.
get it out of the way.
These people
So
were
it-
so nice to us. I reached out to them, and I was like, "Yo, here's the thing. They're probably going to listen to this. They're
Nice
small,
to us or
you
nice
know.
to you?
They're
Or
nice to
you.
They're nice to me. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I'm going to be a shill for you guys because I don't think anybody has ever been on a podcast that likes New Star more than me. How long have I been talking about Retro Bowl and College Bowl on this damn
Retro
network?
Bowl.
It's been like for years.
That is true.
These are the people that
I've,
make those games. They've made an arcade Formula One style racer, New Star GP, which I played the demo a few months ago, and I told you guys about that. So I reached out to them and I was like, yo, I love your games. I'd love to review your game if possible. I'd love for multiple of us to play your game and review it. And they sent me one code for Xbox that went to Seth. They sent me one code for Switch that went to me, and they sent me one code for PlayStation, which was to Delvin.
I'm
How
glad
awesome is that?
It was
So we all got to play it on different platforms.
Yeah, in different races. We got the white man, Seth. We got the Latino, the bronze.
Why you gotta do that?
Let's
Don't do that. We're professionals here.
He's the brown one. He's the brown Donnie today. So
You
he's the
embarrass me in
Latino.
front of company. Stop it. Behave. I'll hit you with the. Don't you get in here and burst.
He's gonna throw a chancla at you. Be careful.
Yeah, don't do that. But I mean, I'm loving. I love the game. So I'm very interested and eager to hear what you guys think about it.
You want to go Seth first, or I'll go?
Sure. Either, whatever. I like it. I tried the demo. Donnie turned me on to the demo whenever that came out a few weeks ago. Donnie.
We're never gonna get another review again. Get it together, guys.
The brown dummy.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so racing games. What I generally I look for. I love Forza Motorsport. I like sim racing games in part because of the strategy behind them. Like the F1 games, I like, deciding when you're going to pit and trying to figure out strategy on which tires to put on and when. And this New Star GP is like a great blend of that with arcade racing. You don't have to be like if I'm playing the F1 game or Forza Motorsport, like I'm awful at those games, but I enjoy playing them because I like racing and I like the racetracks or whatever. But I
want to put that
can't
in context, especially for our developers that might be listening to our review. Seth is the racing game aficionado among us. He says he's awful at those games. He bodies people in Forza constantly. He's setting lap times and everything. Like, I'm not having any of that, Seth. Come on.
Well, I'm.
It's all your leaderboard.
It's something I'm competitive against you, but that's kind of like beating a preschooler at a spelling bee.
Yeah, I get it.
So he said you suck.
Those preschoolers can spell.
They can't. They can't.
Damn.
Anyway, so this game is just basically a perfect blend of arcade with some sim aspects. You get the strategy of when to pit, and sometimes you get. I've gotten screwed a number of times with the rain coming out at the wrong time, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to pit. I'm going to keep going, and then you spin out, and then you're in fifth place. So I've been enjoying it. I've gotten through. It's separated by decades. So you start off in the 80s. I breezed through the 80s. I won every race except one. In the 90s, and you have to finish in first place to unlock the next decade. The 90s, I missed it by 1 point.
Wow!
So I have to redo the 90s.
Verstappen all over again.
Yeah. So it's fun. The one track that gives me the most trouble is Monaco. Or whatever it's called in this game. But Monaco, I'm awful at Monaco in whatever racing game I race it in. I crash all the time. I can't. Monaco is I don't know.
It's all in your head, Seth. It's all in your head.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
But it's great. It's a good game.
What about you, Delvin? You are not the racing game aficionado. So this is a cool little collective we have here. So what did you think?
I got to tell you, when I got the code, I was like, what is this? Am I just going to be doing left turns for 3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised. I really dig this game. The art style is kind of cool and fun. I spent like a lot of time just customizing my character. By the way, New Star GP, add some more customization options for your character. And then after I customize...
I'll be honest, I didn't know you could customize your character. I didn't even know you
just went with the stock guy.
My name in it is the kid. So
whatever the default is.
Yeah. I spent like good 5 minutes customizing my character. And then then when it said, oh, you can customize your car, like, oh, I can? So I was just looking for the weird, fun colors to put on the car. And it has this kind of polygonal look, and it looks really cool. I kind of like
it. Virtual racing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of dig it. And it plays. You do the whole tutorial. It tells you how to do things. And I like the little aspects of like, oh, you got to actually do pit stops and stuff like that. You got to fuel up your car, and it doesn't fuel it up all the way. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool aspect of this racing game. I don't think I played a racing game that does that really. And I was kind of just like really enthralled by just playing it because it's just dumb fun. It's difficult. It doesn't play like it reminds me of the old arcade games, and I think that's what I really like about it. I like the fact that it feels like the old pole position game from the arcade cabinets and stuff like that, and I like that it's not difficult. The controls are pretty simplistic, but at the same time, you can get your butt kicked easily.
Mm-hmm.
You can be racing and you think you're in the lead, like, oh nope, they just passed me, or you can hit that wrong corner, and it's like, ooh, I should have did that better. And fortunately, the game has a little rewind feature that you can rewind back a few steps, and you can try it again. But that doesn't make the game any easier because you only can do that 3 times, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. It's limited.
Yes, so you got to kind of use it wisely. But I found myself not wanting to use it because when I messed up, I'm like, you know what? I just need to get better, noob. And it's kind of been a fun experience. So overall, I kind of really enjoy the game. It's a really fun game that I can play to kill time and just relax. It's relaxing to me for some reason.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go a little bit deeper, if you don't mind. I'm loving it. This is the Formula One game that I've been like craving, that I've been wanting. F1, great game, super great sim. A little bit too much for me. It's a little bit too much. I want something more fun, and I really tried to get into Formula Retro Racing. Great game, super fun to play. Not a whole lot of meat on the bone besides races. You just do races, and that can be fun for a little while. The reason that I have been such a outspoken person for Retro Bowl and College Retro Bowl is the management sim that they apply to the game. They give you the sports game, and it's fun to play the sports game, but they give you a reason to keep playing, right? They give you a reason to tie you in. There's a story to the game. And that, as we've talked about for years, when I talk about my undying love for playing NCAA football, that's the reason I love that series so much more than Madden, right? Because you can run a season of Madden, but it's just going to be another season and another season, another season. In college football, you're playing to build up the program, to obtain a higher class, to get to the next job. It's that progression, that constant climb, right, that I get addicted to. This game has it. You build your car, you build your team, you have to manage their personalities. It's not as much as you think it is. It's very tongue-in-cheek, like binary decisions. So like your team give you perks that you can equip. And like, for instance, Delvin, one of the perks you can unlock is unlimited rewinds. And there's all kinds of perks. You can make your pit stop faster. You can earn more money, but you have to unlock these perks by completing races. But your perks are tied to your team. So I had one of these things in between a race came up where one of my team members was like, yo, your pit crew was acting like a lunatic and all the nuts came out of your car. And now you can't race this race with my perks. And I just lost like a third of my perks. And they were ones that I had equipped. Or they come through and be like, look, we were trying to work on your aerodynamics and we screwed something up. If you can't pay for this right now, then you're going to lose this upgrade you just have. And then in between the races, you're spending the money that you earn to upgrade the car, to bring performance to the car, a lot like the F1 season. And you will have rivals and you will piss each other off. Like I call this one dude just an idiot and we were fighting. And then if you do that and you build a rivalry, that dude will dive bomb you in the race. Like the AI actually works with the story. Dude tried to spin me out when I tried to pass him. I also think they do
which driver is that? For me, it's the Schumacher.
Mine was Nigel Mawson, at least in the 80s. I'm in the 90s now. I'm almost done with the 90s now. Okay. It's not Schumacher. Oh, I don't know. I haven't taken a picture of the new one yet.
Schumacher, and then the other one in the 90s, I don't remember her name, but her initials in the driver thing is ass. So so in the leaderboard, and my wife was watching me play. It's like, what is that?
Who's that
name?
I like her already.
It's
the best thing I've heard about the game so far.
Oh, get out of here.
For those asking in the chat, it's let me get the name of the game again.
Oh, it's New Star GP. New Star
GP.
Grand Prix. Yeah, New Star GP. It just came out. Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay.
Yesterday. Just came out yesterday.
Not out yet. Okay.
It may have been today. I don't remember. I think it's
Friday.
today. No. I think it's out today.
Okay.
I think it should be out now. You should be able to buy it right now if you want to. So you get these little story things. I'm going to post some screens on our Twitter and in our Discord so people can see it and get an idea of what it looks like. Because it's not as much sim as you think. It's a very light sim, but it's enough to keep you interested as you progress your car and your team and you build out your team. When I first started, my car was not good enough. Like when I first started racing, I was really, really slow out of the corners. I couldn't pass anybody on the straights. I was like, this is not great. But as I started to upgrade my car, I started to see that development. And I actually built a car that like Ferrari, I was really good in the straights and was losing ground left and right in the corners. I wasn't braking. My braking wasn't good enough. My handling wasn't good enough. And I had to like overcome that. I think the best thing about this game is they've done a really great job, at least the way that I am interpreting it. I'd be interested in hearing what you think, Seth. They do a really good job of gamifying like an F1 weekend. Like everything, so like you have a turbo boost in this that you can use every lap, but it's limited. It reminds me a lot of like kind of kicking DRS on. Like you can just blow by people in the straights. You don't have qualifying per se, but like they do have elimination races where you get dropped if you're not fast enough, just like qualifying. Like that's how qualifying works. You got to race to the end to make it to the end. You talked about the rain. You talked about the pit stops, the different tire strategies. Using the overcut helped me a couple times, especially on courses that had like long straights. I was really good in that. And then I got into one of the races, I forget, this really windy, and the overcut really burned me. I was so slow on slow tires and I had a slow car. And so yeah, the strategy's there too. It gives me that, it scratches the F1 itch without making me have to commit so hard to what the F1 game is. You know, and be iRacing and sit in lap time. Like it's very arcadey, pick up and play. Anybody can play and have fun. But at the same time, it's a little bit more than just do laps and win an exhibition race. There's like a whole career
Right.
mode.
It's not just Mario Kart, which Mario Kart is great.
Yeah. And how many decades are there? 5, 6?
Starts in the 80s and goes up to 2020. I think it's 6.
Yeah. So then there's 10 races per decade. So that's like your whole career mode. That's a lot. You know, like I've been playing it a lot, and I'm loving it. I really do. It is exactly what I was kind of hoping for when I found out that they were making this game. I do like the virtual racing look and feel on Switch when it's really going really, really fast. It doesn't get choppy in the sense that like I see big frame drops, but I think frame pacing, like it gets a little clippy at times. Just a little, not a lot, but just a little. It's very serviceable. It's very playable, but a little bit. I've noticed some of that. I figured you guys have no issues at all. When I played Xbox, it was perfect. Yeah,
no,
I had a
It
bad
was
so.
good on Xbox.
I'm going to pick it up on PC too. I named myself Donnie Sonoda, and I fancied my car like an AlphaTauri, and I was racing like that. And yeah, I'm having a blast. I love the little scenarios, little circumstances that you get in between drivers and your pit crew and stuff. I think it's really fun. I like the little play on names with like Ricky, and was it who's it? Nikki Lauba.
Yeah. Something
Yeah,
like that.
dumb
Yeah,
stuff like
all
that.
the names are good, and like the crew, I've got Penny. It's like Penny Hoarder or something, or Penny Pincher is one of my like communications
I've got
people.
I've got Sue Zucker and Philip Gass is my pit boss.
Good man.
So it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Deb,
yeah,
you like me. I've got big shades and I've got big mustache chops, like like just straight out of like the 60s, and big hair and everything. It's very fun.
I would like to. Why?
That's because it's awesome. Yeah, I'm just getting you back in.
I agree with everything you said. The one scenario that'll catch me out is I'll spend too much money upgrading my car, and then I'll go into the race and it'll say, "Oh no, your engine is falling apart. You need to pay $400 right now, or your engine might fail." So I've gone through a couple races, and then when you pit, you can repair that or choose not to repair that and risk destroying your entire race. So that's that adds a lot to it. I do find I gain a lot of time on the pits. You can barrel straight into the pit area.
Yeah, I do that too.
And like crash.
I'll derby car that thing. If somebody's in front of me, I'm spinning you out of the way. Get out of my way.
So I do end up gaining a lot of time. For the most part, I do fewer pits, and then I just barrel in.
You're doing the overcut.
Yeah. My pits are
Once I got my car
extremely short.
developed, I started to go the other way because I basically set up all of my perks as pit stops. So I've got faster refueling, faster tires, auto pit. So I actually gain a lot of time in the pits. I'm probably gaining a second on most cars in the pit. I've won
That makes
races
sense.
because of that.
Yep.
Yep.
Good.
Super
and
fun.
I am. I can also tell the difference. I don't think it's just in my head, but between the '80s cars and the '90s cars, like
Yeah.
they feel faster
feel-
and a little bit more harder to control.
I'm expecting that to just keep going as you keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I had hoped to be at least in the 2000s by now, but I goofed up and I'm redoing the '90s, which you just keep all of your development. So it's kind of like if you're the Red Bull or almost Red Bull, and you keep all of your development from before. I haven't figured out if the AI development resets, but I'm dominating so far. So
another thing that we should have mentioned is that when you complete a decade, I like that as you're in the season, they lock you to the finish. So if you come in second or third or whatever, you can't go back and come in first. You have to complete the whole season, come in wherever you finish in the season, and then you can go back and try to redo it. And I like that. It's very because I'm not sure how you guys were doing this at all, but like I was actually putting in practice laps. Like you have every time you unlock a new course, they're like, "Hey, you should take a test." And I'm doing that every time. I'm usually getting in there, and I'm like, "All right, how far will half a tank take me? How many laps can I do on a half a tank?" That's kind of like my barometer. And just to get used to the lane, I'm doing maybe 10 practice laps every time I get a new course because I don't want to hit go on the actual Grand Prix until I know that I'm ready to go.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I'll do one test lap and then I just go for it.
Nice.
That's because you're good, Seth.
Oh
Dude.
wow.
I have found the
Hey, he didn't
those
win.
elimination races. No, I didn't. Hey, you're at the beginning of the '90s.
No, I'm almost at the end, but I'm in the lead. I'm in the lead.
I was in the lead until the end. But
what I did is I started stacking up all my coins and then upgrading like everything. The progression I would like it to be. The grind is good, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If I could have paid to have like more, if I could have given them like $10 to jumpstart that, I would have. I totally would have. I was like, this is not coming.
This is the reason why we
have
have microtransactions.
It kind of is.
If you do that and you skip the progression, that kind of just skips the whole.
You think it would take the fun away? It is the grind. The grind is the
some of the fun away.
Yeah, the grind is the achievement.
Right. That strategy of okay, do I want to increase my speed in the straights or increase my handling ability or whatever. Although by the end of the season, I was pretty much maxed out anyway.
Yeah. My only bone to pick with it really is that and it's not. It only has the two modes. It's got championship mode, which is the story mode, which is pretty deep, and then it just has it's got the what is it? Is it the season mode? Because the exhibition mode is called the championship mode, right? And that's where you can just do races.
I just went into the career, and I haven't tried
and you can just do races, and the other one you can do like co-op. But like my big thing that I think would maybe other people are probably going to harp on is this game probably could benefit a great deal from having multiplayer. And I think a lot of people would like to play multiplayer, especially if they could play a season. And there's no multiplayer to speak of. It's a solo player game. So,
well, that puts me in.
I mean, online you can play local co-op, like me and Jack race. You can do that, but you can't. You can't play. Yeah, you can't play online together. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Big two big thumbs up here. You know, whatever you want to put that into review scale. I wholly recommend it. If you're into racing, if you're into F1, you want a racing game. It's a good game.
On the Donnie scale, it gets 2 thumbs up.
It gets a thumb and a
thumb and 3/4.
3/4.
3/5.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. On the Florida Man scale, it gets 2 crack vials out of 5.
Oh goodness, guys!
I didn't do it this time.
We have company. People are watching. Stop.
I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
They're gonna block our emails.
I thought that was Phoenix. Phoenix was the crack capital of the world.
Oh my goodness!
It might be.
It's not me this time. It's not me.
If you smell what I'm cooking.
Not me. I am behaving.
Speaking of that, I don't know. I feel like we might be done with New Star for right now. But The other game I
You might be
started
done with
playing
us.
this week is
better play.
WWE 2K24. I don't know if anyone else. I know Donnie's not jumping in on it yet. I don't know.
Delvin is.
Of
Delvin,
course I am.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's there.
Did you?
I've
It's the story.
heard, I've seen nothing but like positive reception online. People love it. Apparently, it's really good.
I've really enjoyed it. I played 22 a lot, and before that, I hadn't played in a decade. I don't know.
Wow.
But I really this game is it's fun. I mean, I'm going
Does
through
it play
the
a lot like
showcase
last year's?
mode.
Because that was my issue. Was last year's I didn't like the way it played.
It does.
Yeah.
Again, I only played 23
That's what I figured.
when I pre-ordered 24, and you could download 23, and I played through the showcase mode. It plays a lot like it, but I like the gameplay. So
Yeah, a lot of people do. I'm just on the outs like that. I like a more arcadey wrestling game, and this is more of chain reactions, reversals, and all. I'm
This
not,
is a sim.
yeah, I don't like that. So
I think the grappling's a little better. It feels a little more streamlined. The punches and stuff like that feel a little bit more like the connect. It's not as simmy as it usually is, but it's.
I was
still
wrestling
pretty-
last year, and I would have like 8 reversals in a row. Like I would revert, then they would revert, and then I would revert, and I'm like, this is stupid. Like I hate this. This is not what I want to be doing.
It's not
one
that
of
bad.
one of the new features that they touted was that punching mini game where the back and forth.
What?
One guy punches.
Yeah,
There's
like,
one guy
like
punches.
wrestling,
You
punch
press the
Yeah,
the
okay.
punch battle.
So I was
I've
smart to
only-
skip it. I think this is, I'm out.
I've only come across that once so far, and I don't know how many matches I've played, probably 20 or 30, and I've come across that once. I thought it was going to be a big pain, really. If that happened every match, I'd be like, okay, here's my match where I hold X 5 times in a row, but I've been having a great time. The showcase mode is great. Could be better. I wish there was like commentary during the showcase mode, and
They don't have announcers?
no, it's just music. And they have Corey Graves talks about it, and they'll cut in and out between the real footage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
it's-
And whatever.
vignettes.
So, yeah. So
it's very
it's good
different than previous
if you
years.
like it.
Showcase this
Um,
year is kind of like a celebration of WrestleMania, if I remember correctly.
Yep. You eating your
Yeah.
vitamins?
Yeah, so you got to go. I think it started off with
Saying your
WrestleMania
prayers?
3.
Yep. WrestleMania
Enjoying
3.
your
You've got,
Hulkamania there, Delvin?
got Macho Man and Steamboat, and then Hogan and Andre, and I don't know. I've
course.
been having fun with it.
The hits.
And
Yeah.
I haven't touched Myrai. I haven't touched any modes other than My Faction and Showcase so
Let
far.
me
I
ask
haven't
you a
I've
question,
played
Seth.
any of the new matches yet.
Does it
What?
annoy you that it keeps trying to put you on My Faction as soon as you come in the damn game?
No.
'Cause it annoys the hell out of me. I'm
That's
I
like
don't
a
wanna play
sports
this.
thing that they do now, right? Like all the
Like,
sports games
yeah.
kind of do that.
But it
Yeah.
automatically takes you, instead of taking you to the
Like
main
Madden
menu,
pushes you into Ultimate Team. NBA 2K throws you into My Player.
but
Right?
doesn't
No,
do it
I've only booted it up once, and then other than that, it's just on whatever that's called, Smart Resume or whatever. Does PlayStation
Oh,
not
yeah.
have Smart Resume?
Quick resume. PlayStation does not have
Quick Resume. Okay.
And they have
Well, you
Zoom.
need to get
They
an
have-
Xbox.
You
Just
reboot the game.
okay. Yeah. If you had Xbox, you wouldn't have that problem.
Well, it's like sometimes I'll start it back up, and when I start it back up, it's like, hey,
Shots fired. I love it.
here
Just
you
said-
go. You're back in My Faction. Like, I don't want to do My Factions. I want to go
He
to
said
my
that's not a
universe.
problem with the game, Delvin. That's a problem with your console.
Probably.
It's like a personal problem.
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to sit here and praise PlayStation. Fuck that. Man, my own man. What I look like.
I
What
love
do
it.
You look like the
what do you,
PlayStation
Delvin,
host. That's what you look like.
That's kind of true. Yeah, you host the show.
What do you think about the
At this
super
point,
finishers?
what show am I
Nope.
not hosting?
Well, at this point, is he actually hosting XP? I don't think
Probably
he hosts
not.
XP.
He just
He
shows
just
up.
runs the video
Is
call.
there,
It's like Snurt's
there-
podcast now.
Yes.
there's still a PSXP.
There is. It still lives.
It's hosted by Lord Snurk.
Lives and
I've been
breathes.
trying to get off of
I,
it for years.
Once
Mhm.
I jumped to Xbox, PlayStation died. So I don't
Damn.
know what PlayStation is anymore.
I mean, if you were to jump to anything else, the other thing would die. That's just how you roll, Seth.
oh, it would. Yeah.
You're a one console man. It's all good. We understand.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Except for Nintendo, because Nintendo you can't.
They don't count.
Don't do it.
They don't
Don't
count.
do it. Don't do it. No, we'll just
Nintendo
nip
doesn't
that in
count.
the bud.
Nintendo.
So, Delvin,
You can't.
you're loving the game, huh? Let's just cut
it's
that
fun
off.
So, it's fun so far. I'm enjoying, trying to finish the story. Cody has to get a story.
dude. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep cutting in. I was thinking of you the other day, Devin. My wife came home. She's telling me this story. My daughter went to go to her nose pierce. This whole thing happened where this woman got an earring stuck in her ear. My wife was telling me this story for like 25 minutes, and I was like, will you get on with it already? I was like, your story's longer than Cody Rhodes' story. Will you get this shit on so far? Like, get to the end. When is the end of this thing come along? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, damn, she didn't even realize how good that was. That was great.
So, babe, you got to finish the story. Cody has to finish the story, babe. And then she just look at you, just walk out the room.
Yeah, she did finish, so it did work.
It worked. You should do what I do. Just get the wrap it up box. Just wrap it up, B.
Yo, B.
Wrap that shit up.
Do what it says, yo.
Yeah, the game is. I feel like you know what you expect with 2K games now. At least with I guess with 2K, NBA, and WWE, you kind of know what you expect. It kind of just. I want to say cruise control. They only like change things when people are like this game sucks. They're like, all right, maybe we need to change things. They don't. But otherwise than that, once people say, "Oh, we like it again," they're like, "Okay, we'll just leave it like this, and we'll just tweak things here and there."
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is. They're like, "Okay, this is what I expect."
I need like a new.
That's good. You definitely don't need to buy it every year.
No, you don't.
Like this will be my good. Like NBA 2K, I haven't got that for a couple years. When they introduced the mode where you can go back and play from the 80s on or whatever.
That is a great mode.
It's a great mode.
That's a great mode. I don't need a new game to go back to 1992 and make the Cavs win the championship.
That is the mode I stay playing now. That is my mode.
Yeah, I'm with Delvin. That's the mode I play all the time. I love doing fantasy drafts. It's so much fun to just cause chaos and rewrite history.
They fucked up. I don't need to buy another NBA 2K game now. Well,
I just bought 2K24. The Kobe edition was on sale for Switch for $10.
That's a great deal.
Yeah,
Great deal.
I was playing it today.
Sucks.
It's not great on Switch, but it is. I mean, it's not.
It's cheap, so
it's also like. But here's the thing: it's also like not that bad. Like it's definitely not the Xbox version, but like, you know, if I was away from home or in a car or something, like it's perfectly fine to play. Like it's still 2K. It looks like 2K and all that. You know, like it's still there. It's just a little edgier. That's all.
It's like you're playing a PS2 version.
Nah, I mean like the PS3 version, like the Wii U version. It's like the Wii U version of 2K24.
Was there a Wii U version of 2K?
There was. I bought it. Day one, Dev, I was there.
Did you have to waggle your Wiimote?
No, you play on the gamepad, Seth. Like a real player. What are you talking about?
With the stylus?
Well, a real player wouldn't play on the Wii U. So.
You could pick plays on the gamepad. It was awesome. It's peak.
I gotta tell you.
Peak NBA 2K.
Picks plays in NBA.
Peak 2K.
Kobe Bryant courtside, but it's good enough.
Right.
Wow.
The classic
throwback right there.
Exclusive.
Yep.
That game was trash.
It's so bad. I have it. We have it. I have it for no other reason than Kobe Bryant's on the cartridge, and it's just bad.
Yeah, it's not good. I used to try to tell myself it was good.
It's not. Yeah, it's Jack. Jack was like, it's not that bad, but it is though, right?
It is. I could have been playing live. I'm wasting my time with this goddamn game.
That's what you get for supporting the N64.
Yeah.
Damn. How dare y'all?
It is what it is. Well, I ain't been playing shit because I've been sick all week, so that'll do it for this segment.
I think you. I'm hoping you didn't send that my way. Yesterday, I started to get a little sore. Today, it's a little more sore. I'm hoping I'm like no fever, no runny nose, no cough, nothing else. But I do have a sore throat.
That's all I've had: sore throat, headache, and body aches. No congestion.
I've been sucking on damn cough drops like constantly.
Yeah, my wife and son just went to urgent care right now to see about getting some antibiotics or something. So
I'm off Friday. I'm off Friday, Monday. Watch me be sick. Watch me be sick after all this. Then, like, you have to take time off and be busy.
They'll leave you alone, maybe.
It is my birthday. Thank you very much. It will be my birthday, so hopefully I'm not sick.
Good old Mario Day.
Let you know now. You sick? Yeah, still gotta come to work, Donnie. Still gotta come.
I don't miss Shaq. I don't miss Shaq. I miss work. I don't miss Shaq.
Shaq
I
is
miss
more
this show.
important.
I miss PSVG. I don't miss Shaq.
Yeah.
Come on.
Glad you know that. Glad you know
Come on. Come on.
You're still a Nintendo Shack?
I am still on Nintendo Shaq.
that. Yeah.
He always likes to pretend like he'd leave that show, but he never will. He's finally
I don't
come
think- I
around to
don't think I
realizing
could.
he's not leaving.
I
that
tried
show.
to bury it, and you guys wouldn't let me. I was ready to put.
Because we know better.
And the problem was I fucked up because I did this arousing, amazing speech about how much
did.
he loves Shaq. He was like, motherfucker, will you come on with me?
No, that's not how that went at all. You were like, I don't care if we have to do it together, Donnie.
Yes,
We're not doing this.
Donnie,
Now,
was lying.
now you just complain about it every week since.
I was lying. Like,
Did you just say you gave an arousing speech?
yes,
Arousing,
I
an
did.
erecting speech.
Okay, arousing. Yeah.
Erect-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's been a great show so far. Great show
I'm
so
not gonna
far.
get any
These
more
devs are going to be like, what the hell did we do? They're going to hit us with like a
This is-
DMCA takedown.
Yeah.
They're like, take
That's
our
what you
name
get
out of
when,
your pocket.
when you invite me. So
They're gonna sue us for $2 million.
Us.
Libel and defamation.
I got nothing to do with this. This is all you people. All right.
You people.
Yes.
by
You people.
You people. You
what do you mean
people.
by you people?
You F1 people. It's fucking
That is
nonsense.
The best of
Left
us.
turns and
You know
shit.
what's nonsense is actually F1. You don't know anything about it, but the sport is imploding on itself right now.
Good.
It is ridiculous.
Good. I
Dude.
hope it goes away.
The principal of the best team, like the part owner, the coach, or whatever, however you want to call it, he got caught in a cheating scandal, and they're trying to fire him. And like the other teams are leaking stuff to get him fired. And Mercedes is trying to take their driver because Ferrari just took their driver. And the chairman of the sport, the FIA, is now under investigation for trying to bend the rules. Like
This
it's
sound like love and hip hop.
Unfortunately,
it's
the on-track
It's
racing kind of
insane.
sucks right now.
yeah, the racing itself
So,
is boring,
Racing's
It was
boring.
like love and hip hop.
but everything else, the Twitter drama, oh, through the roof.
Exactly like love and
Drive to
hip
Survive is going to be killer next year, Seth. It's going to break records,
It's gonna get canceled.
probably.
hop. That would suck. You got to keep it going, good or bad. Hey, let people see the real side of it.
Oh, it's all backed by Saudi money. It's not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well, shit.
Yeah, I mean, just say
Everything.
it is what it is, right? Like
Yeah.
they were like the first to sell out. So
Bastards.
Mm.
All right. Well, Donnie, let's get into the news.
all right, let's kick off. We had a lot of news that came out the day after we potted last week. Most notably, Embracer news. They've sold Saber to a private investment group that will spin off Saber to be its own entity for the tune of $500 million. Gearbox.
Pronounced Sabre.
Sabre, yeah. Dunder
What's
Mifflin
up,
and Sabre. Gearbox is up next with multiple reports coming out of Bloomberg that they're expected to be sold next month. We have no idea if they're being acquired or also being spun out to a private group. I believe the Saber sell is I should have wrote this down and I'm probably going to butcher it, but I think it's like $50 to $100 million less. So they're selling these things off at a loss because they're just hemorrhaging money and they're trying to get back underway. Them losing, speaking of the Saudi money, them losing that deal is killing them. So I hope people get bought. Like I hope people get bought so they can at least stay and exist versus being shut down altogether.
Embracer bought Saber for $525 million. So
Okay.
not as bad a loss, but still a
Okay.
loss.
Yeah, still a loss. Maybe it was Gearbox that they were the rumored numbers for Gearbox. Maybe is at a loss, but
Yeah, and you said they were going to sell them next month, so I guess that means this month since last week was
Sure.
still February.
sure.
Okay.
This news also comes with layoffs as they cut it as PlayStation. Did we talk about the PlayStation one? Did we? Did we do that last week?
we did talk about the PlayStation 1.
Did we?
Maybe that was just left in here from last week. I don't remember.
We did talk about the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that. I'm just gonna
I
cut
don't
it.
know.
I'm gonna cut it and we will move on. We got Game Pass updates. Bolt Gun is out today. Paw Patrol is out tomorrow. SpongeBob Bikini Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Oh,
Good game.
that's out on the 12th. There's also a
Buying that console,
SpongeBob.
Delvin?
There's a
buying it?
SpongeBob Xbox out of the blue that launches tomorrow. It's $700.
God damn.
You getting
It
it, right?
looks great,
It does look great.
but
I'm
it's
just gonna
super
get a skin.
expensive.
I'm gonna just skin my Xbox this time.
Yeah, I mean you could do that. It's the controller that's awesome. You need the controller, not the box. Controller's dope.
He's
Trade
gonna
that-
get both.
Trade in that PlayStation.
Stop
Trade
playing
in
like
the
you're not
VR.
gonna get both.
Trade
Trade
in the
in the
VR.
Xbox. Trade in the Xbox.
If you trade in the Xbox and PSVR 2, you'd be close.
Let's see.
Right? Like you've got a Series X. If you trade your Series X in for that Series X and a PSVR 2,
That sounds like a win,
that's got to cut it down in like half, right?
at least.
You think? Then it's not
Maybe
so
they
bad.
got some places got so many Series X's from all the Xbox news that they're
I
not worth
apologize,
anything
listener.
anymore.
Opening a cough drop,
A lozenge.
a lozenge.
I didn't even look at the controller.
It's better than coughing in their ears.
Yeah,
That controller's great.
it is really good. I'm not a SpongeBob fan. I was like, damn, the controller is really nice. Control Ultimate Edition hits Game Pass on the 13th November, or the 14th November. Jesus, No More Heroes 3 hits Game Pass. You have no more excuses, people. They're putting the damn game on Game Pass. Just play the damn game. Go get your No More Heroes on. Go get your Suda.
Or don't,
After.
you know.
No, do it.
Nobody
Definitely
else
do
is
it.
a fun series. Definitely do it.
Lightyear Frontier and MLB The Show comes to Game Pass on the 19th. Again, another year where you just get MLB The Show for Game Pass.
That's
And this happened last week. We talked about it. I thought it was a trial. Then we found out it wasn't a trial. Dead Island 2 in Game Pass right now. Go play it. Great game. Super great game. I had a blast playing that game. Today we had a Xbox partner preview, a little direct. I'm going to read off the list of games they showed, and then I've got just a couple notes that I took, and if anybody else has any notes, you can add them in. So in the direct, they showed Unknown 9 Awakening, a new game from Bandai, a new game called Sleight of Hand, The Altars, Creatures of Ava. Roblox got a new expansion featuring Chucky, Sinking City 2, Final Fantasy 14, the Stalker Trilogy, Monster Jam Showdown, Persona 3 Reload, the expansion pass, the first Berserker, Kazan, that's from Nexon, Tales of Kinzara, that's that Zao game that we've been seeing that EA is doing that, right? That's an EA joint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that on Game Pass or via trial. That's the thing I keep reminding people. Like it'll be in there eventually if EA is publishing. It'll be there. And then Frostpunk 2, and then Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. So Chucky's out today in Roblox, and I thought that looked terrible. That's the last thing that I could possibly want to see from Chucky. So that didn't get me as excited as I think people were maybe hoping it would have.
Roblox looks terrible, so why would Chucky look any better?
I mean, you're right. You're right. It's just not what I was like. Why didn't they just put him in Redfall? That would have been more exciting than this.
That's the idea.
Final Fantasy drops March 14th. Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess arrives day one on Game Pass. That's the new game from Capcom. It looks really good. The Altars is coming to Game Pass, and that is some Delvin Donnie shit. Where you were playing
Why do y'all want
this.
to play Work the Game?
It's not work the game. I want to
shit
see
is
all these
work.
stories
That is
with all
work.
these clones and all this stuff.
Let's
It's the
end
emotional
management.
story. It's the emotional
Too much
story.
management. It's a lot of work.
Have you that game reminded me of this movie called Moon by
I've seen that
directed
movie.
by Duncan Jones. Really
Mhm.
good movie.
Mhm.
This reminded me of that a lot.
That's good.
The Altars looked like something that I would want to watch as a movie or TV series. I'm not sure I want
I
to
get
play it.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I'd watch it. Definitely wouldn't play
But
it.
it's on Game Pass, or is it
There
on
you
Game
go.
Pass?
It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
Everything's
So
on Game Pass.
Game Pass is coming to Game Pass, or Game Pass is coming to Game Pass. The Altars is coming to Game Pass. Sleight of Hand is coming to Game Pass. Kunitsugami is coming to Game Pass.
Yep.
Frostpunk is coming to Game Pass. The Persona expansion. This is the content that was not in the retail release. They're adding as DLC. It's coming to Game Pass. And then Unknown 9 Awakening is coming this summer. That looked dope. But it's also like a Souls-like,
it
and I
looked
just never, it didn't look that difficult to me in what I saw. But when I saw like the press briefing, they kept talking about how brutal it was, and so it probably is just like super hard. But it's like Souls-like, but anime. And I was like, yo, this looks great. So I could see that game kind of taking off. My big stone to throw in this direct is the Stalker trilogy. They put the Stalker trilogy out today. It's the first 3 games. It's all, back compat, next enhanced, and all that. is $40. I'm not upset with the price. Stalker 2 is arriving on Game Pass this year. Why isn't this in Game Pass? It blows my mind. Like, you're about to launch the sequel, and you want to try to get people into whatever it might be. Why isn't this in Game Pass?
I just tried to download it on Game Pass,
but there's already a trilogy. What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't pretend to know Stalker, but I think it's like when I see the games, I think it's Stalker. It's like Stalker and then like big expansions to Stalker. I think so, like maybe standalone or add-ons. I don't know.
Is Stalker about Delvin?
Ooh,
His life story
could be.
But like, why not put it in Game Pass? It just feels like a huge missed opportunity.
They need the money, Donnie.
You want to get?
They need to sell some games. Somebody's got to buy some games around here.
Do you think a lot of people are buying Stalker Trilogy?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Somebody's buying it. And they're going to get that little bit of cash.
Listen to me. You know how you're going to make money? By getting people to buy Stalker 2.
By putting it on PlayStation.
It's all SpongeBob console.
I mean, Stalker 2 probably is going to come to
PlayStation.
It's going to come to PlayStation. Yeah. Everything Xbox is doing is coming. Like, we know how this is going, so we'll see. Overall, I wasn't like too thrilled by the preview showcase, but I also thought like it was kind of like an ID showcase.
Very much.
But it was also like a pretty good collection of like games. Like all the games look pretty good. You know? Like they're not like real big known or maybe have a big following, but they looked quality.
I like the first Sinking City game.
This one looks better.
Yeah, it looks better. It looks like they just kind of fixed everything that was wrong with the first one. It's more
horror.
Yeah, it's H.P. Lovecraftian horror game. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, same.
That first Berserker game looked cool, and then the Kinitsugami that looked cool until it had the real time strategy stuff. I was like, never mind. It looked
the Kinitsugami was kind of. I'm glad that's coming to Game Pass because I would never like buy it, but I will try it because I'm like,
I wasn't into that one.
Not into that one. I mean, it's weird, right? It's different.
It made me think of like
that's kind of why I like it. It's different. You know, like do something else. It's trying to do something new. So maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. What'll probably get us to talk more. WB looks to move away from AAA console games and lean more into free-to-play and mobile offerings. Report comes from GameSpot, where the CEO or the president, I don't know, I didn't write his name down. Whoever the guy was talking, he was talking to like one of the financial outlets.
Sure. Mr. Warner.
Yeah. He says, I did write it. JB Perrette discussed one of the company's strategies for gaming going forward and includes more live service, mobile, and free-to-play games. Quote, AAA games for consoles are great when they hit like Hogwarts, but success is never guaranteed in a volatile market, calling Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League a disappointment.
Donnie, so stop right there. What was Hogwarts Legacy?
Single player, story-based game.
And what was Suicide Squad?
Mm-hmm. Live service, multiplayer game.
So how does this make any fucking sense whatsoever?
I'm going to explain because that's the dunk people are taking, but I don't think that's.
But even so, I guess
that's not what he's really saying. That's not what he's saying.
Know what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
but no.
It's correct to maybe point out the mishap in communication, but that's not really what he's saying.
Yes.
The plan to move forward, he said, is to help reduce volatility by focusing on core franchises and bringing at least some of them to mobile and free-to-play space, as well as continuing to invest in live service games that people play and spend money on over long periods of time. Rather than just launching a one-and-done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter that is a live service game where people can live and work and build and play in that world on an ongoing basis?
Basically, how do we suck you dry of all your hard-earned cash?
Yes.
How do we put you in indentured servitude to play our games forever?
Indentured servitude.
Fuck you.
You don't have to play them. I'm not going to...
This makes me think of Ready Player One. How you just get in the debt because you're doing this thing and now you
give me some
basically
credits.
Work for them to pay it all off.
Yeah.
That's what this makes me feel like.
It does.
So fuck you, WB. Fuck you.
It just seems like it's an exercise of futility because it seems like these companies keep trying to chase this. We want your money forever. And
of course.
That's
where the money is.
Only so many people who want to do this. Like, there are very few companies that get this right, like Fortnite, and even the ones that get it right for a while, eventually it goes down. Like Overwatch. Overwatch was a big hit at one point, and killing it. Then people just stopped playing Overwatch to move to something else. I feel like maybe it seems like when you make a great single player game and you keep making great single player games, people will keep coming back to that great single player game. So why not just do that?
Yeah, but they don't make money when people come back to that single player game. They want to make more money off of you than the one-time purchase.
Yeah, but 22 million.
It's called
Not
greed.
bad.
It's called greed and shareholders, and we gotta up those profit margins.
Yeah, it is. There's a little bit to this. I mean, and Grubbs just said it best. This is the trend that they're chasing. The executives want to chase this because this is the sector where they can show investors there's a higher opportunity for growth. They will fail.
Yes.
And when they fail, they'll get fired. And when they get fired, somebody else will come in, and guess what they'll come in with? A new strategy. And they'll talk about how they want to make single-player games again. We've seen this before. It's cyclical. That's what's probably going to happen. It's not going to crash. It's not going to burn. The industry's not going to die. Consoles aren't going to go away. But yeah, there'll be new investment. I think what we're seeing, just surmised, is we have like got all the blood we can from the stone. We have wrung this thing dry as dry can get. And now, like, it's kind of coming home to roost, right? The costs are almost right there with the profit. So something's got to give. So some people are going to try to chase something that maybe is there or maybe isn't there. And other people are going to be frugal and cinch up a little bit and weather this change. But, you know, things are going to have to change. Obviously, I don't like the free-to-play, always online stuff. So you're not going to hear me hold weight for this. But I do think there's something to be said about when you look at the gaming market as a whole and not just this very small Hogwarts versus Suicide Squad. When you look at gaming as a whole, there are these live service games that are taking off that don't have as much investment as some of these other ones that do. When you look at a Helldivers, you look at a Pal World. And I think a lot of these people are like, why aren't we doing that? Why did we spend 8 years of development and X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars to make this thing that didn't hit, when these people spent a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost, and look, they sold 15 million copies. And we've talked about this before. Smaller games. Now, when we say it, we mean in the sense of smaller single-player games. I think they're thinking smaller multiplayer live service games.
Yes.
Something that's smaller, that they're not so hooked into, that if it doesn't go right, you're not so out of pocket like Suicide Squad. And I think that'll be their approach. Now, and I think that was Jim Ryan's approach. And for a long time, I thought that was Xbox's approach. This is like kind of the industry. Everybody kind of wants to have these. Ubisoft, they just keep trying. They keep trying. They're on die trying. I would hope. I think if the current economic situation stays true, I would hope that we see less like Hollywood blockbuster titles. Like maybe you don't greenlight as many of those projects. Like maybe you greenlight one or two at a time. And in between those, multiple smaller investment projects, right? That kind of prop up your big swing. Yeah. Right? Instead of taking 3 gigantic swings at the plate, take one big swing, and if you miss, let's get on base. Let's hit a double. I'm hoping that's a lot of hopium. That's my hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I read these comments. There were people dunking on them left and right over, but Suicide Squad's live service. That's not what he was saying.
I feel like I'm the old black lady watching the scary movie telling them, don't go in that room.
Don't run up the stairs, run out the building.
And they're just like, oh, we're going in the room.
All these executives, I used to say this with Chase, right? When he was talking to all the doom and gloom. The reason that all these executives say mobile, the reason the Sony guy said mobile, is to investors, mobile is a giant pie. It's a giant bucket. Look at mobile. There's 1 billion people. What they always dismiss and excuse and don't talk about and definitely don't say is that it's a highly competitive game where even a franchise like Harry Potter can just be buried on the App Store and never found. You know, so like it's not, you just don't do mobile. You're like, oh, mobile, we'll just do mobile and make billions. Nobody just does mobile. So it's not that easy. But they're all going to keep saying mobile. Even Phil's saying mobile. You remember during the Activision court case, they talked about how insignificant and little cloud was, and how like nobody was playing it at all, and they'd report the numbers and everything. They've been talking about cloud ever since then. Like it's a big. It's doubled since last year. Like okay, so 18 people are playing now. Like
Right. And say instead of 2, it's 4.
yeah, it's not that easy. But they're not going to stop saying it because to investors, it represents growth. It's a giant market that could be tapped into if done right.
Yeah.
So I expect every financial advisor, president, CEO, they're all going to put mobile in their talk. They're going to say mobile.
One hit. That's all
One
it
hit.
takes. Just all it takes.
One hit could finance multiple AAA projects in mobile. That's how much money there is to gain if you hit in a mobile space.
And
But
keep hitting for that one hit too.
And they've got property. Like WB's got properties. Like I think in their case, it makes sense for them. You know, Batman on mobile makes sense. People will play Batman.
But I think that's why so many people are frustrated because they have properties that people want to see. Like, hey,
Right.
we want Batman, we want Superman, we want Suicide Squad, not this Suicide Squad.
Well, see, they gave you Suicide Squad, and you didn't want it.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. That wasn't Suicide Squad. That was something disguised as Suicide Squad. That was not Suicide Squad. Something else.
Fortnite with
Shoot
Suicide
these fools
Squad
on
in it.
his roof.
But it is clear, as John 32 hits the just make good video games. It's clear that there's a shift, at least at the higher where the people are making these decisions, where they don't like the idea of let's spend 5 years making a single player game that can be beat in X amount of hours and we'll sell it for $70 and we'll move to the next one. That model isn't something that they're interested in. They want to make more money than that. And it's interesting. I'm wondering again, if enough of these multiplayer live service games fail, does that shift the strategy? Right, like that's one. Because we've seen how many we've seen.
As long as Fortnite keeps making money and Call of Duty Warzone keeps making money, they're going to keep chasing that.
See, here's the problem. Mm-hmm. We've seen how many dozens of them fail, and who keeps what they keep trying.
They keep
trying. So I don't know if that's going to be the case. So it's either going to have to be a change in leadership or a change in strategy.
It's
one of those two things are going to have to
with your big franchises, like you said. Like nobody wants that shit from the big franchises. You got to find something that doesn't exist, like Fortnite, like Apex. Like those aren't known things that somebody tries and it catches fire. Yeah. But when you take the Suicide Squad and bastardize it into what it became, now you've done a disservice to that franchise. You fucked it over. Like, don't do that. Do something. Get your creatives to create something in that space that's new and different versus trying to shoehorn a known franchise into it. Nobody wants a live service Harry Potter game. They want to go be in Hogwarts. They want to go explore and go on a fucking
adventure. They want to live the fantasy.
Yeah.
You know what? I hate to agree with this. Raven's kind of right. Like Avatar. That's kind of accurate. Like, hey.
I wonder how Avatar sold. I haven't seen anything on that.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Because I actually didn't really hear a whole lot about it after it came out either.
Yeah, I just heard it was great. It looked good. It played well.
It was pretty excellent tech, and then just kind of went away.
I heard people saying that it's a fun game, so I wonder how it did.
Interesting. Yet again, another week comes by, and we have another president, CFO, whatever, talking about live service and free to play and mobile games, and they want the arcade back, Dev. They want quarters. They want you spending quarters.
Basically,
they don't want to sell you software. It's games as a service, not games.
It's I just thanks a lot, fucking Ultimate Team, for starting this whole goddamn thing.
That's my favorite thing about Game Pass.
We can do this and just keep milking them. Oh.
Game Pass became the games as a service and not the games themselves. We don't have to make 1,000 live service games if we just make the store the live service game. That's how I see Game Pass. Game Pass just like they're like the store is the live service game. And we just keep putting more games in it. And I love that approach. And I think it's a lot easier for them to, they've taken risks too. They've tried. Like they had Bleeding Edge. It came out and did absolutely nothing. They try. But like it doesn't matter so much because it's Game Pass. It's just like like you call it. It's a buffet of stuff. There's something there for everybody. You'll find something to play. Yeah. And if you'll try something you probably wouldn't have bought. That's more important than anything. So, Seth, anything on that before we move on?
No, think you guys pretty well covered it. There's a game. What have I been playing? I've been playing it every week. It's a shooter that came out. This is awful.
Call of Duty.
No.
Battlefield
not a shooter.
2042.
It's a free to play shooter that you team up in teams of 3.
Warzone.
And you
Apex.
Fortnite
shoot
2.
each other.
Hyperscape.
And you
Fortnite
collect
Was it the arena? The Warriors? The finals?
the finals. That's
The
it.
finals, yeah.
Oh,
I win.
that's
I should get a point. I should get a point.
Yeah, you get
Absolutely not.
I should get a
points.
point. Rude days.
No, you're
I need a
already
roll.
winning. You're
That was
already
awesome.
winning. You're not getting any fucking points. Get out of
That's
here.
good. That's good. I've enjoyed playing that game. I don't know. I don't even know who made it. It's a fun game. I can't imagine that lasts to 2025. Like it just. I
Oh,
don't
it fell
see any
off.
buzz
It fell off
around it.
Power World
Yeah,
killed it? Or was it dead before
It
Power World?
was.
It was dead before
It was-
Power World.
Yeah.
It was the cheaters.
Oh,
A
I mean,
lot
I
of the cheaters
still
and
get
stuff
on it
killed it.
and
It
play
is a
and have
bummer that
fun.
Helldivers is on Xbox. So Seth, I bet you'd love it.
Oh, I love the first one.
Yeah, I know.
I played the
The first
first
one
one a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love it. I'd play it.
Cool. In another business story. We need more gaming news and less gaming business news. Toys for Bob went independent last week, announcing a partnership with Microsoft, which we don't know what that is, but apparently they're independent, and
They're
that's a
going to
bizarre
start
thing.
developing mobile games in the Spyro franchise.
Hey, they might. It's a bizarre story because I don't really know what happened here. I have yet to see a report of anybody that does. So I got a couple different takes on it, and I don't know which is true, but this is just me spitballing here. So don't take this as facts. This is my conjecture. The way that it was kind of announced makes me think that they didn't want to be support on Call of Duty anymore. Maybe Xbox was like, well, we need you to be called, like maybe that put them in the crosshairs for potentially being closed. So they came up with this like resolution. The thing that's tripping me is there was no mention of them buying their independence. There was no like, we've bought our name and our rights to the studio and everything from Microsoft for $10 million, like we saw with Saber and like we see with other ones, which makes me think that maybe the agreement is like some sort of in-kind agreement from Microsoft, maybe to make like X amount of games or to have first right of refusal or to be in Game Pass or something like that. Maybe they have to do that to get their, they're not going to get the IP. They're not going to leave with Spyro or anything like that, but their IP, their studio name and all of that stuff. Like maybe Microsoft's floating them for, a project 2 or 3 years or something until they can get on solid ground.
Okay.
That's like that was my first take. My second take was maybe Microsoft was going to close them. Like maybe they were just going to shut them down because they did have layoffs recently and they closed the office. Maybe Microsoft was going to close them, and in a good move of PR, maybe Toys for Bob company were like, yo, don't close the studio. We'll just go independent if you let us have our name. And maybe we didn't close them. They went independent. Those are kind of my two. Maybe this is how it went out. I have no idea, but I've yet to see anybody report on it. And those are the two things that, to me, feel most likely. It's got to be a bummer for a lot of people that were following this Activision news as long as we did, because there were a lot of Xbox fans that were like, yo, Toys for Bob is perfect. We've got a lot of great IP, Spyro,
Rare game.
Crash, a lot of rare game, Banjo, and the one studio that Xbox didn't have that they just acquired just left. And I'm like, why? What the fuck's going on over there? My spidey senses tell me it was probably Call of Duty related. I bet Microsoft couldn't afford for them not to be support staff in Call of Duty, and Toys for Bob probably didn't want to do it anymore. That would be, if I had to place a bet, that'd be maybe where my bet is.
Toys for Bob thought they were going to make some toys, and they're like, nah, I'm about to make some Call of Duty.
Yeah, about to make some trees. We need some trucks for Call of Duty. Nobody gives a shit about Spyro. But there's been long rumors for some time now that there's a Spyro game nearing completion. Before the acquisition, that was been a thing in Activision that they were working on a Spyro game. So maybe there's has something to do with that. Maybe they're like, we have a partnership with Microsoft. We're going to complete Spyro before we actually go independent or something like that. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see says that no. Toys for Bob
No,
does
they
not
don't own
Fire
them.
Run
They
Crush.
just help develop.
Yeah, they just work on it. Yeah, Microsoft owns the IP.
Microsoft owns those now. Yeah.
Fallout controllers have arrived in the Xbox Design Lab. They have customized faceplates and D-pads and colors. And I'm not a Fallout fan, but they look awesome. They really do. It's a really good controller.
They look fun.
Yeah. Hades is coming to Apple via Netflix on March 19th, as Netflix continues to become the mobile gaming Game Pass dealer. They're crushing it.
So
I
it
wonder-
comes to Netflix.
Yeah, and you get to play it on mobile via your Netflix.
How
app.
do you play?
I love that it was
Netflix?
via iOS.
Well, it's for most people. It's the iPhone. That's how they're going to play it. What'd you say, Seth?
I don't know how do you play Netflix games.
Yeah, that's a good question. Almost every time here's the thing. Every time we have one of these stories with like a new guest, they all ask the same question. So you're
The
definitely
same way
not
you
alone.
Play other mobile games.
So the way this works is you download the Netflix app on your phone. When you open it up on your phone, there's a section for games. When you go to that section for games, you can download the games, and they download from the store that you're on, Android or Apple. And what Netflix has been doing, if you haven't heard, for the last year, they have been getting some really top flight mobile games. They got all the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Editions, which is free on Netflix. They got Death's Door. There's so many in there. There's like 15 to 20 top flight indie or AAA mobile games, I guess, but a premium mobile game. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in there. Like they're kind of eating Apple Arcade's lunch. Like they're kind of kicking Apple's ass at their own game. Now it's probably costing them, a pretty chunk of change, because I doubt people are signing up for Netflix just for the games. It's probably a lot of people that just already have Netflix now get games for free. So
and now that subscription is going to go up yet again.
But I suspect
it's like
$16,
man. Yeah. We just canceled Netflix just because once we get through. I mean, we cycle through every couple months and switch to something new. I couldn't believe it was as expensive as it is.
My expectation is that eventually down the road, at some point, Netflix will announce a streaming platform for games, and this will be a part of it. You can play games on your phone on the go, and you can play games on your TV via Netflix. And I expect Ubisoft Plus to be a part of it somehow.
Can't you do that now?
I mean, like our game, like console games, the Netflix game, like Netflix. Like you'll be able to stream Valhalla like through Netflix.
They have a lot of.
I want to do that.
Like Luna, I'm expecting them to start like a Luna quasi mobile.
We've partnered with Amazon to bring Luna to Netflix.
Ubisoft's going to be there. Skull and Bone's going to be there.
Oh,
like, how is that going? By the way, we're supposed to get a review, some tweets, nothing.
I've played zero.
Degenerates, man, damn it, heathens, get it together.
Nope.
Ghost of Tsushima's director cut is coming to PC. It's being ported by Nixes. It's coming on May 16th. And via the PlayStation blog, they outline features for the PC release, such as ultra-wide monitor support at 21:9, 32:9, and 48:9 resolutions. Additionally, confirmed that Tsushima will support DLSS 3, DLAA, AMD FSR, FSR3 native AA anti-aliasing. So it'll be awesome. It'll be great on
the
PC.
PC port does the PC things.
Yeah, the PC port does the PC things. And that's cool.
PC port, Dev.
Absolutely the fuck not. For what? Like, I already own the game and I beat it. I'm not going to buy it again on PC. For what?
Because it's prettier.
Not really.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing.
You have to help
talk
PlayStation
about
make more money.
It'll be better.
The games being that much prettier, when it's in motion, you don't even notice it. And I'm not going to sit there and take a bunch of stills. So no, I have the game. I'm not going to buy it
It'll
again
be better, Delvin.
for PC. It's not going to matter.
Disappoint, Dev.
It'll be better. You have to help the mothership. They're struggling. They need you, Dad.
I
need you.
do not have to help anyone but me. And this does not help me in any way, shape, or form.
I'm going to get it because Jack really wants to play it.
Good.
He was so funny. The time on this was so strange. He just watched something on Netflix. Is it like Avatar or Onimusha or something? Something he's watching on
Avatar is on Netflix.
It's got him all into samurai and ninja and all this stuff.
Into samurai.
It's something. There's something.
It could be Blue Eye Samurai.
It's something on Netflix that
fantastic.
And He came to me the other day and he was like, "Do we have Ghost of Tsushima?" And I was like, "I actually think we do on our PS4 if you want to hook it up." And I was like, "But maybe hold off on this a minute." He was like, "Why?" I was like, "There are rumors that they're going to announce a PC port soon." And it was like 3 days later, here comes the PC game. So I'm going to get it for him because he's really kind of digging this stuff. And Ghost is pretty cool. I'm probably going to get it. I mean, I'm going to get it on sale. I'm going to pay $70 for it. That's for sure. But when it goes on
70,
sale,
it's 60.
oh, even better. But when it goes on sale, I'll pick it up.
Good. You can. I don't have to.
There you go. I'm helping. I'm bigger Sony. I'm coming soon to PSXP. Donnie Reese. Rumor control. Rumors are floating. Gravity Rush 2 is in the mix for PC and PS5, coming out this summer. If you believe the rumors, apparently it's supposed to be lining up with a movie they're making.
Sure.
Yeah, I forgot that was coming out.
I love Gravity Rush, so that's dope. There were rumors over the weekend about Titanfall 3. Coming out of the EA announcements and everything, they were talking about less licensing and leaning more on brands that they own. And of course, the gamers were like, "It means Titanfall. Titanfall's coming." Jeff Grubb, who I always remind everybody has excellent EA sources, said, and I quote, "There are always conversations about Titanfall 3. Whenever I look into it, they're not making Titanfall 3. They just aren't." So it's not Titanfall 3. But to give you hope, Dev, he did say they are making something in the Titanfall universe.
Titanfall.
So I can care less. If it's not
Titanfall
3,
Shadowfall.
we're not going to get BT. I don't care. Apex is in the Titanfall universe. I don't give a fuck about Apex.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, I'm assuming it's like some multiplayer, spin-off or something. I don't know. Would they spin off of Apex?
As an Apex fan, I've been playing Apex for, has it been
like
4
Apex
years
2?
now? 5 years? Like, I'm ready for something new.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. That's the rumors. That's the news.
All right. Rude Days update time. Got a scoring update. WWE Insider Devin gets the override on WWE 2K24 by a 0.5 slither at 82. I took the gamble and it paid off. Scores now Donnie 18, Devin 15, Delvin 14.
0.5.
Delvin.
0.5. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Good
Well,
job.
sometimes you just
That's why we
gotta
need
go
to have
for
more WWE
0.5
questions.
to stick it to Delvin. That's excellent. That's awesome. I vote we give you 2 points.
I'm with that.
It's such a slim margin.
I agree.
Can I give you one of my points?
Sure.
I like that answer. Go for it.
Can we donate?
Go for it. Go for it.
Can we pull our points together to ensure that Delvin loses by a lot? Is really the question.
I'm here for that. All right. So the real question is over or under 84.5 for Dragon's Dogma 2. The original received an average score of 77. Donnie, you're in the lead. You got to go first.
Yeah, this one's interesting. I don't know a whole lot about it. The previews were almost abundantly praising it, except for the performance, which has almost been critically panned. Apparently, it runs like trash. But I'm going to believe in the previews, probably unfairly and probably at my own peril, because previews always overhype and reviews always bring you back down. But I'm going to believe in the previews, and I'll say over. I think we were going to get like an 86. I think I'm over.
I, too, am going to go with the over. Everybody loves this game, and it hits 30 frames. 4K 30 is fine. And it's only on PlayStation. On PC, it'll hit the numbers it needs to hit. So I also am going to go with the over.
Does it have really bad pacing or something? I shared an article. I haven't read it, but apparently something's not real good with it.
Yeah, on PlayStation. So I'm not
just PlayStation?
That's from what I've heard. It's just the consoles.
Don't play it there. Yeah, get a PC, guys.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I believe that
these consoles ain't it.
Play it in performance mode. Don't worry about the 4K.
That works.
It's going to be in motion. Yeah. You won't even notice it half the time.
It's not even like pushing pixels like that either. You don't need Dogma in 4K. For what?
You can take a.
It's not Final Fantasy or anything. You don't need 4K Dogma.
And Final Fantasy is barely hitting 4K.
Is it hitting 60 though?
Not in the 4K mode. It's
God
not.
damn, these consoles suck, dude.
And the performance mode is 1080p 60.
Everybody get PCs. Join me.
Delvin, what are you gonna do? Over or under?
Fuck it, I'm gonna go to under.
All right,
That's the counter pick. He's punching.
there you go.
We got him in the corner.
Yep.
What do you think, Seth? I get your
where,
points.
Where you lean?
No, you don't.
I get your points if you get it. Delvin loses points if you get it wrong.
Oh, what's the over under mark? 84? Is that what you said?
84 and a half.
So 85 or higher, or 85 below.
Okay. I was thinking over. I'm buying into the hype of the previews and people are ready for. I think Elder. It's been a year since Elder Ring or whatever, Elden Ring, whatever it's called.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
getting
but the Elden Ring
soon
got
though.
the DLC coming, and that's going to be
DLC,
massive.
Yeah.
yeah.
The nerd
Yeah,
tree is going to take over.
Yeah, the nerd tree. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nerd tree. Okay.
It's called the Erd tree.
Yeah, I'm going over. Yeah,
I call it the nerd tree.
I almost jumped in on that game, but I know that I would play it and love it for about 2 hours and then not get to finish it. So
Dogma, I don't think is for me. I played the first one. I wasn't that enamored. But like, I kind of want like a big game, like a big world game to go play. So like, I'll probably try Dogma at some point. Not at launch, not at full price. But when it goes on sale, I'm probably going to give it a try.
what game has an open universe mode?
Hmm.
WWE 2K24.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
That's
you
the
also got Ghost
universe.
coming soon. You might as well just
You can
jump in
do-
and finish that.
You can
That's a
do
big
anything.
world.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I wish I had a demo. I was talking about that earlier in the Discord. I wish I could try Dogma. Like, let me try it. Like a free
That'd be
weekend or a 10-hour demo. Like, let me try it. Because if I really liked it, I would totally buy it. But I'm just not sure if I like it. I'm just kind of on the fence. I'm not sure if I would like it and I don't even know how fair it is to be like, I played the first one, I didn't like it. Like, how
Just
even
buy
fair
it
is
on
that?
Steam, play it for 20 minutes, and decide if
And
you
then
like
return
it and refund it or not.
I could always do that. You're right.
There's your demo.
I got Princess Peach and stuff. So I got so many things to play.
That's not a real game.
It is a real game. How dare you?
Stop it.
How dare you? You know
Princess
what?
Peach?
Guess what? We have real games. You have no games. There's no games coming out.
Princess
Like,
Peach.
we've got Princess
What is that? We
That's
just got
Showtime,
Final Fantasy VII.
That's not your
What are you
game.
talking
That's
about?
their game.
No,
Okay,
that's
my first
PlayStation
party
game.
is still releasing games for me. So
First, look, it's only on PlayStation, so it might as well be a first party.
no,
Can't play it anywhere else.
no,
But Princess Peach, that's what you're caving for.
100%, 100. You're lucky I'm
Jesus
here.
Christ.
You're lucky I didn't delay the podcast because they just dropped the demo.
You could have done that, and we would have been okay.
I should
Go
play,
play
now.
your Princess
I'll tell you
Peach.
all about
You should
it
do it
before
right
the
now.
end of the
Just
show. I'll tell you all about
no.
it before the end of the show. Yeah.
I will leave, and then
We'll
you
go
can talk
full
about it. You
Shaq
can
by the
transition
end
to
of the show.
Shaq, and I will be gone.
I've been
Princess
so
Peach.
I've got so many Switch games up on Shaq this week. I've been playing the Switch like nonstop.
God.
I got a new golf game, Delvin.
Oh no.
Anti-golf.
Be excited. Sunday's gonna be dope.
Jesus Christ.
Just wait till they come out with New Star Golf. Then you'll be.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Get
my
on it, New Star.
God.
That'd be the end. Just end it now.
It could be like. Have you watched Full Swing on Netflix?
No, I wouldn't. I
Don't.
don't think I could be compelled to watch that.
Well, you like
I love golf.
whatever the
He doesn't like
F1.
TV. He doesn't
Whatever
like
the
TV.
That's not true. I watch Drive to Survive religiously, and it's amazing this season. It's really good.
You should watch. You could watch the NASCAR one. You could.
But I
watch the
watched their
golf one.
stupid preview thing where
The
they had
tennis
it was
one.
awful. Like the golf thing was
And,
awful. We had Bert out there, and it was
one.
just terrible. It was just awful. It was bad. So
Okay.
I didn't try that.
All right. For this Rob 3000, over or under $595 US American dollars for the
So since this
PS5
is-
Pro.
Since this is R3K's question, does it count for the points?
It's actually
Yeah.
not Rob's question. It's just for Rob because he keeps caping
Oh,
for this
never mind.
PS5 Pro.
Yeah, he's all like, you guys don't understand. I love PC. Meanwhile, every day he's like, I need a PS5 Pro yesterday.
Yes.
I don't get it, man.
It's because he
He's
doesn't
hot
want to
and
wait
cold.
for the
He's
games to
black
come
and
to
white.
PC.
He's
Just
back
let
and
him.
forth.
Just be patient.
It's a
All your
moving
stuff will
target.
Come to PC. Yeah.
No, I think it'd be patient to come back to you. You can keep them.
No, he's
Coming
not. He's
soon.
not allowed in the PlayStation Store. Okay,
Coming
we don't accept
soon
his,
to the
his-
PSXP podcast.
no, absolutely
R3K.
not. Absolutely
R3K.
not. He belongs
It's gonna
in
be like
the
the
mobile
Y2J intro.
gaming space. Okay.
No, thank you. We'll pass.
He loves it. He loves it. He's gonna get a portal. He's
I don't.
let's wait.
No.
What's the current price of the PlayStation 5 in North America?
Delvin.
Is it $550?
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
$450
$4.99?
at Best Buy.
PlayStation podcast.
$449 at Best Buy
$4.50.
right now. $4.99 at Amazon.
So 5. I'll take the under then. As if they introduce a Pro, I absolutely think it'd be $549. It could be $599. It could be. But I think what they do is they would cut the PlayStation or phase it out and just bring it in a little higher. So I would imagine $549.
I'm gonna say I'll go take the over. $5.99.
Really? Yeah, you really believe this. You're like, PlayStation gives no fucks.
None of
I still think that 600 number is taboo in a console space. That's
yeah. I'm going with
too
the
much.
as well.
It's just too much. Like I could see $579, but like $599 for some reason, it's just like you can't.
$5.99.
So Delvin's like, let's push new boundaries. Let's light this candle.
Yeah, no. The current.
They better have some damn games to sell.
$4.99.
Imagine they come out like we're not releasing any games, but here's a $700 console. What the fuck are you guys doing?
When is this PS5 Pro supposedly maybe coming out?
Rumored to be
hell
this fall.
knows?
Rumored to be this fall.
Let me just.
What year is it? It's 2024.
God damn.
So,
What year? That was like Jumanji flashbacks. What year is it? You just come out?
I don't know.
Just got the bing. Just got the joint.
The COVID. He just came out of the COVID haze. What year is it, guys?
I don't
Years
know.
of
Year.
Rikers?
So, do we really need pro versions of the current consoles?
Well-
or do we just wait 2 more years and they're going
Here's
to
the
come
thing.
out with the
PlayStation needs a pro
Xbox.
version because they need to make more money off the consoles they're selling.
Yes.
I think some gamers probably want a pro because we're getting a lot of 30 FPS games lately. So there's probably some folks that want to not do that too. So
Look at it like this. This is the same company that charged more for their VR headset than they did for the actual
the
goddamn
console that you needed, yeah.
So
you
I definitely think they would.
I
go
now want to
faster than
switch.
that.
And that's the best case to make me switch and take the over.
Yeah.
Like you were 100% right. They did.
Like, yeah.
I swore up and down. I was like, "There's no way." And the hell if they didn't, they're like, "It'll cost you $50 more than." Like,
Yes.
what?
And it's still wired in, and you still have to plug the motherfucker in. It's like,
You were right. God, you're so right. It's gonna be $600.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, nah, man. It's
that's
like
insane.
you can get the Modern Warfare 3 bundle or the Spider-Man 2 bundle for $450 directly from PlayStation.
$6.99.
That's gonna be the new price of the PS5. It's gonna be $449, and the Pro is gonna be $549.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. And they'll probably phase out the old one to the slim, and then probably phase out the digital, and yeah, they'll encourage you to buy up. That's smart.
$5.99
That's
with
smart.
extra controller. Here you go.
Bundles don't count.
That's gonna be the GameStop bundle. when
Yeah,
you
bundles
shop.
don't count.
That's why it's going to be so
one
expensive because
SKU
you're
at the
going to
bottom.
buy it from GameStop, and they're going to get you with some stupid.
I'm not
Yeah, they're gonna be like, you got to have this headset and this controller charger.
Yeah, I'm not buying the Pro.
Yeah, you are. I don't know why you playing. You have a fucking Portal. You've got a VR2. You're
you
gonna
do.
get the Pro. I don't know why
gonna get
you
the Pro.
pretend that you're not gonna get this system.
I'm not getting it. I'm cool.
Now, Seth, to
I
your point,
don't feel like I need it.
I don't think
I
Xbox needs
understand
it
that. You're still gonna get it.
because they're not selling enough consoles. I don't think having extra SKUs. I would rather them wait and just go with a new console.
They should just have less SKUs.
They're getting
Their
out
Pro
like
is the
almost 3 to
PC.
1. Yeah, exactly. That's their Pro. The customers on Xbox that want a Pro probably have bought a PC.
Can I
Or
interest
should
you in
buy.
this PC?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that does it for the over/under segment. Hopefully, Delvin loses lots of points. Remember, if Seth gets anything right, those points go to Donnie. If he
We'll
gets
split 'em.
anything wrong, Delvin loses points.
We'll split them. We'll
So-
split a half. Me and Dev have agreed we'll split the points, and then Delvin loses a half a point.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't even think I said an over or under on that one. I'll go.
Good.
I agree with
Don't
you.
say that. Shut up, Jeff.
I agree with the under.
You cost me more points.
All right, question time. Snert says, let's play Space Jam Video Game Edition.
Absolutely
What's your
not.
starting 5 from
Ooh, I put
fictional
thought into
video
this.
game characters and pick one real-life player to lead the team?
Okay, I put some thought in this. I'm
What-
not telling you
what
that you've got to
character?
take my answers, but I have a few answers that I would like to offer up for the team because we're going to collectively make the team, right? We're not going to have
I
our
thought we
own
were all
teams.
picking our own team. I mean,
Ooh,
it didn't say
We can do
collective.
I don't care.
okay. I just thought that would
My
take too
team.
long. All right, I don't have no idea of the real world character. I mean, I would MJ probably, but so for point guard, Sonic, dude, super
That's a good
fast,
choice.
right?
I like that choice.
See that?
Yeah.
And he can play basketball, apparently.
My shooting guard, I don't think you're gonna like, but I think I can sell it or at least make it a case. At shooting guard, Luigi. Dude's tall. Dude jumps.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the taller brother. He's the taller character.
But he's not
Here's the
tall.
thing.
Compared to Mario.
Here's the thing. In all the Mario, like in the Mario Rabbids games and stuff, Luigi's special talent and power is a sharpshooter. He's a sniper. That's his thing.
Telling me he
Like-
can shoot.
Yeah, it does. Luigi on the
guns.
basketball court is a killer. He's Klay Thompson. He's out there at shooting guard, raining threes from the corner.
Luigi.
Right?
You know what? My shooting guard's gonna be Doom Guy because he actually does shoot.
Yeah, that's true. You could actually pick a shooter.
I'm
Somebody
actually picking
actually
a shooter.
shoots.
Somebody
So,
actually-
That probably makes
At small
more sense.
forward, I was putting Master Chief.
that's a good choice.
Just a brick house, all around athlete, guard, wing, like super guy.
He's a big dude too.
Power forward, Coltrane. He's not anything like the folks that Dev wants. He's not space in the floor. He's an old school back to the basket, power you down, jam the ball in your face.
What makes you think I want space to floor? I'm old school basketball.
I said he's
Fuck
not.
that
That's what
space to
I'm
floor.
saying.
Okay.
That's why I picked him. He's old school.
Yeah.
I have no idea on a center. I have no idea on a center and a real world player. I was thinking Goro, but we could fill center with Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq works.
And if they're doing Space Jam, Shaq's better than LeBron.
Wait,
He's got more charisma.
you can have the general on the sideline cheering him on. Yeah, he had
He's
the
a
whole
coach.
fucking
He's a
He's
coach.
got the icy hot for everybody else just in case.
Yeah.
You know.
All he has
Got the
is
Papa
cartoon
John's
kind of
pizza
stuff.
for halftime if you're hungry.
Good
you know?
stuff. I like it.
Who's the guy from Street Fighter who's got the really long, stretchy arms?
Dalsine.
Nelson.
Yeah, he could be something.
I'd take him at 2 over
He's
Luigi.
really
Fuck
thin.
Luigi. Luigi's not on my team.
He could.
How dare
he
you?
could stand behind the 3-point
Fuck
line
Luigi.
and dunk
Luigi
the
can
ball
ball.
with his arms.
Kyle the Plug
No.
says.
Look. First of all, I'm not taking anything Kyle the Puck says.
dare you.
No. Stop this. Luigi can ball. Get him the fuck off my court. All right. No Luigi here. It's nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
It's nonsense.
You
He's the taller of the
you
Marios.
have never raced Mario Kart against Luigi. You've never
I
seen
don't
Luigi
need to
test
ra-
here. The
We're not-
man
we're not talking
is
about
intimidation.
We're not building an F1 game.
It's
This is
intimidation.
basketball.
Have you not seen?
Nobody's
seen the
scared
Italian-
of Luigi.
Have you not seen the Italians play basketball? You need some of that fire. He's our Manu.
In the Italians
We
play
don't.
basketball because
He's our
they
Manu.
can't-
He's
they can't play
Ginobili.
basketball.
That is a funny
No.
quote.
Ginobili's
No.
not Italian.
I know. I'm just trying.
Yeah.
here.
We should
Damn it,
name
Steph.
this episode-
I know. I'm trying. Seth.
You're
should
digging
name
yourself in a worse hole.
Who are the
Nobody's
Italian
scared of
Name
basketball
this
Luigi.
players?
episode.
Pablo-
Have you ever seen the Italians play basketball? What an absurd statement.
Absurd. Talking about Luigi's intimidating. Did
He
you
is
did
intimidating.
you see the Mario movie? Did you see he's scared of everything?
All right.
He's not intimidating anybody.
You seen Bargnani? Luigi's like 4 times better than him.
Jesus Christ. Luigi.
I was hoping nobody would call me out on that.
Yeah, you're good at Sonic. Sonic for point guard, I can respect that. This Luigi
Yeah.
nonsense? No.
Telling you, man. 6-man then.
No.
He's coming off the bench.
No, he's not.
We need Luigi.
He can be
No,
the cheerleader.
we don't.
Look up the Luigi Death Steer.
I've seen it. I know what you're
love that.
talking about.
Telling you, man.
I would take
Sharpshooter.
Princess Peach before I took
He's
Luigi.
raining threes.
She can play.
What is with your hate on Luigi?
He can float.
Luigi's
He can
trash.
float.
He's not trash.
He is.
Yeah, he's got
It's okay.
ups. White man can jump.
Just because he
Can't
can
jump.
jump
play
doesn't mean
Mario
he can do
too.
anything. Just because he can jump don't mean he can do anything.
He can super jump.
And
He's awesome.
he can jump. Good. He can jump high. That doesn't mean he can play basketball.
You went Dalsum Wembyana on your team.
I mean, it's probably better than
You went Wemby. You went for
probably
Wemby.
better than
You hate
Luigi.
Wemby all year long. And the moment you got offered Wemby, you were like, yes.
I'll take Dalzim. Fuck Wemby. He got served up last night too. Dalzim over Luigi all day.
You're going to play Dalsum at shooting guard.
I'd put him anywhere over Luigi.
He can stretch
Doesn't
his
make any
arm
damn
out
sense.
from half court and dunk the ball.
Yeah, you're really
True.
bringing the Space Jam
mean-
to the question.
I
I can't hate it. Your process is
Makes
logic. I
sense.
don't like it, but I can't
Makes
hate it.
sense.
I accept it.
Yeah.
We can do better than Dalsum. Shooting
We
guard.
could do better than
Pick
Dalzim. It's
somebody that
possible.
throws stuff.
Why do you want somebody that throws stuff?
Shooter, like somebody
That's
that
not
like
shooting. We're not playing football. We're not
when
throwing
you shoot a
touchdowns here.
basketball, you throw it. That's what you're doing. It's a throw.
You know what? I'm gonna take Stretch from NBA.
Why are
NBA
we
Street.
all fixated on stretch? Like, why are we stretching so much?
I don't. Do you know who Stretch is?
Probably not.
Yeah, he was like one of the cover athletes
can't
for
take
NBA Street.
The actual
Why not?
basketball players.
Why not?
Not a
I'll just
real
take Kobe
basketball
then. Kobe's the
He's
basketball
not.
player.
He's not a real
Take,
player. He's not a real player. He's a video game player character. So I don't see why I
Who was
can't take him. He actually plays basketball. Kind of makes sense.
Who was the stand-in
I don't
for
like the
Michael
question
Jordan
anymore.
when he wouldn't?
I don't like
Player
the question.
24.
Nerds, Nerds, I tried to have fun.
Player 24.
Player
And-
24.
Okay.
Jeff ruined it.
Yeah,
So
he's
I don't
the
like it anymore.
new shooting guard. Player 24.
You make
Player
whatever
24.
team,
That makes even more sense. That's
make whatever
that's,
damn team you want to make.
That is a good point.
that's great. Player 24. That's perfect.
Generic ass player 24.
hmm
Whose stats are all 99, like we don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah. Why is
Jordan.
this random ass player stats so great?
Gotta have the stand-in for Jordan. I'm with it. Makes sense.
There.
There we
Yeah,
go. We did it. We did it. All right. Kyle the Pug wants to know,
Fuck
if
you,
all
Kyle.
three of us were WWE superstars today, what would your finishing move be?
Didn't we
Let's
already
think
do
this.
this? Didn't we just do this? Didn't we just pick
did.
finishers?
Now we're doing it again.
Because I explained to Dev what the Texas Cloverleaf was. Didn't that just happen?
Delvin's would be the Bronco Buster.
No, it's going to be the stink face because that's what people wanted me to say.
There you go.
I like the
that makes
Bronco
more
Buster.
sense.
That makes sense.
I like the. Yeah. You can
I
do
totally
both.
think you
It
did,
can be
yeah.
a double team move. I don't know. Not a double team move.
I don't know how that works, and I'm scared to find out how that works. So I'm going to move along from that. Just going to move right along from that one.
This show.
I think we were asked what was our favorite or finisher. Not
What was our favorite?
because I remember mine was the
my
Fame Master.
What was our-
Yeah.
Our favorite famous.
What was our favorite finisher? Not what would our finisher be. That's what it was.
That is correct.
Okay.
Oh,
Is he good? Okay. I thought he was crying for a minute. I was like, yo, he looks all right.
I'm crying.
He just loves to come hug his dad sometimes.
That's
He's
cool.
a good kid. His
All right,
dad sucks,
Delvin.
though.
Oh, you're the stink face. What's your Seth?
Oh, I would say the like a super kick, except I probably couldn't get my foot up that high.
So
like
not a super kick. What's like the mid kick?
A mid
mid-kick.
kick. Yeah.
A middle kick.
A mid kick. The Orange Cassidy like hands in your pocket and tap the
That's a good one.
person's leg. There, that's
finisher?
my finisher. Yeah,
His
sure.
sweet shin music would literally be kicking you in the
sweet
shin.
chin music.
Sweet
Yeah.
shin music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's really
There you
good.
Good one.
That's incredible. Very good, Dev.
There we go.
On his feet tonight. I like the old like Haas moves. So I like the clothesline from hell, the
That's a good one.
Rainmaker, the spine buster, like that kind of stuff.
I like a
Um,
good like a good spine buster.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was
that
I
is-
watching?
Anderson's.
Watching an Art Anderson match. His spine buster. Batista has a heck of a spine buster.
Yeah.
He has a good
Yeah.
one, too.
I like a spine buster into a cloverleaf.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
That's
a
my
good move.
finisher. That's my finisher. Put you down, put you in the cloverleaf. You're done.
I'm gonna go with the perfect plex.
Yeah,
That's a good
also
move.
good. Also good.
Don't see too
Can
many
you
people do that
stick
still.
the landing?
Fuck if I know.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing with Perfect Place. You can't let it go.
Look,
You have to
Yeah.
stick the landing. That
look,
means you'd be
if it's my-
landing on the
if-
back
if
of your
it's-
head every night.
If it's my finisher, yeah, I can stick it.
You got it?
Yeah,
I don't think you've
'Cause
been
it's
that
mine.
way. Not
I've
your
been all the
advanced
ways.
age.
I'm in my prime.
PSVG Prime.
Hey, you're what? You're what? 2 years younger than CM Punk.
Damn.
That ain't a
He
good
doesn't been that way either.
thing. Every time you look, Punk getting
This man breaks everything.
Mr.
He
Glass.
showed up to the arena and broke his damn leg. Like, he just, yeah. Oof.
It's frail.
I would love to see Dev try to hit a perfect flex. Just, ah! 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 Ah!
I can't
think
even
you can do
picture
it,
the
Dan.
perfect.
It's a good
flex.
move, though.
What,
It's an excellent move.
what is the perfect flex? I can't. Is it a
It's
fisherman's?
it's a suplex.
Fisherman's
It's
suplex.
a head under suplex from Kurt Hennig. It's like a cradle suplex,
Yeah.
except that Kurt
Like a
Hennig,
fisherman's
he
suplex.
held them, so he landed on the back of his head, almost like in a,
Yeah,
in a and he's
he
holding
pins
them
him.
down
It's
for
a
the
pin.
pin. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's perfect.
it's a reverse bridge. He suplexes into a reverse bridge.
Yeah.
I do.
could
I
do
do
that once
like
upon a
the Kurt Angle, the ankle lock into the grapevine ankle lock.
Mm.
Let's go.
But that's just because
Kirk Angle?
I
Kirk
hate
Angle.
that guy.
Dude, I scrolled
So
across the
much.
promo earlier. Actually, today, I'm not sure if you guys remember where Perk Angle came into the dressing room with Randy, and Randy was cutting the whole promo, and the whole time Perk was just like, "This man is on something."
Yeah.
Little
I don't remember
little
that
did
one.
we know,
Yeah.
man's blood pressure was like 400.
All right. Yarden says, winter is almost over, and that means concert season starts soon. You guys are in charge of planning PSVG Palooza. You got 4 slots to fill with any past and present musicians. Gotta all agree on the lineup. So who's
This is
playing?
never going to happen.
So
all
I
agree
had
on
a
the
plan
lineup.
for
There's
this.
no way.
But
I have a
Seth
plan.
throws it all off because my plan
this
was
is
we
perfect.
each pick one, and that way nobody says no, you can't have that, and then we got to pick one thing to decide on. But if we throw Seth into it, everybody just picks one. And
Now we all just pick one, and we just end up watching music we don't like.
Yeah.
possibly. Well, I mean, me and Delvin maybe.
Me too.
know
I
about
will
that.
I will extend the olive branch and pick the chili peppers because I know at least multiple people like them.
I'm going with Outcast.
That's cool. I'm down. That actually sounds like a really good show. Outcast and the Chili
we go.
Peppers. That's the ticket, man.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go DMX then.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I'm gonna
It's a
go
good show.
I don't have to show up.
off,
If he goes first, I don't have to show up until later. I can
I'm gonna go off
actually
the
late.
off the beaten path here. If you guys are picking stuff like
About to
that,
pick like a bluegrass band or
Charlie Crockett.
This
Look
is
him up.
why you weren't supposed to
Charlie
be here,
Crockett.
Seth. You just fucked it all up.
You see that
Look him
Miami
up.
Vice?
No, he's related to Davy Crockett.
Oh
He's a
Jesus! He's
descendant.
1,000 years old.
So basically, he's the opening act, so nobody's even
something
there.
from
for that.
you,
He-
sir. Who are you calling people
he-
1,000 years old?
No. He's
He
bringing in
is-
Jesus.
Oh, you should
Uh,
Google it. Oof.
He's not headlining, like Buckeye Country Superfest this summer.
Something I would never go to.
Ooh.
Right?
Hey, he's
Charlie
been
Crockett.
on the U.S. Billboard charts 11 times, and according to Delvin,
Good.
that makes him super relevant.
He is relevant.
He's
Is
good.
he?
Crockett.
Just
According to Delvin's
Listen.
metric, that is what
listen
super
to
relevant
Charlie
means.
Crockett. Listen to I Can Help You.
I will not be doing that.
I don't like.
You should.
I don't like the cut of this guy's
You
shit.
should.
Gotta tell you.
I saw
I
a
like
picture
it
of
all.
him, Seth,
I'm
and
looking at
I
it
rolled
right
it
now.
off. I judged the
Don't
book
look-
by its cover.
Don't look
So-
like I like him. I don't think I'm going.
I ain't looking at it.
Hey, I'm going to see Hootie and the Blowfish this summer. I'm excited about that.
That sounds cool.
So that could be the other band, Hootie and the Blowfish. That would be
Okay, that's
excellent.
better than Crockett.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Hootie and the Blowfish, Outcast.
So,
DMX.
so Hootie opens into DMX in probably the most
Hey,
bothersome, shocking transitions of all time.
Yeah. That's a great transition.
Maybe we can get DMX and Hootie to do a song together.
They probably
And like
would.
that transition.
They usually I assume they still do. They usually do No Diggity during their
Yeah.
live show. So they
That's true.
Why?
do a good No Diggity.
Because they
I
have
don't know
black
because he likes No Diggity.
You have to.
Interesting.
Like a rule. They say we're gonna do one black song, so pick one. That's safe for everybody.
That's not true.
The lead singer is black.
Is
They're
he?
all black songs.
Is he?
That's why I said that.
Yeah.
We don't
One
claim
song.
him.
Seth is not
We
prepared
don't
for this
claim
conversation.
him.
You
Seth
get one
looks like
black
no
song,
one in this conversation.
Hootie. You get one black song, Hootie.
It's Darius.
Yeah, exactly. His name is Darius. We don't claim him.
They
All
also
right.
they also do a
Look at
a
Seth.
Led
He's still
Zeppelin
going.
song.
They also.
They also do a Led Zeppelin song. Hey, what can I do? Hey, what is it called? Hey,
Yeah.
what can I do?
Fuck if I know.
No diggity.
You had me in no diggity, sir. You lost me at Zeppelin.
I was going to say Zeppelin, but I knew these other two.
How do you not like Led Zeppelin?
How do you not like DMX?
I
Yeah.
like DMX.
What's my name?
So today I listened to
Jordan,
Charlie
why?
Crockett, and then I listened to The Used. Then I listened to Blink 182. I'm pulling up my Spotify.
Oof.
Then I listened to some Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
And,
Rebecca's gonna be happy about that.
Then have you ever heard of Margot Price? You should look
No.
up Margot Price.
No,
She's
absolutely
good.
not.
She sang at the Grand Ole Opry.
The
Absolutely
who?
not.
The Grand Ole Opry. You don't know the Grand Ole Opry?
No.
No.
No, I don't, Seth.
Well, she had
You
Freak
know what?
Lady.
I'm changing my outcast to Public Enemy just
You
because.
should go.
We're gonna make it blacker.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
should go to
change my deal.
I changed the Chili Peppers to the Roots.
I'm gonna change.
There we
my-
go.
I'm changing my.
Roots, Public Enemy, DMX. Let's go.
And who?
And Croc.
And Hootie and the Blowfish?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Or Margot Robbie? Like, is that we
Price.
we
You
get
should
down with
listen to Margot Price.
Margot Price?
This show is
Good.
gonna look like that Martha Stewart picture with Rick Ross.
Oh, Sturgill Simpson. Sturgill Simpson. That'd be better.
Sturgill.
Sturgill Simpson.
That's a name.
He sounds
I'm
like
gonna-
he's Amish.
He's not Amish.
I'm not gonna say the joke I was gonna say. Leave it alone.
Lord,
We know where he wanted to
Well, there you have it. PSVG Palooza. It's a shit show.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's something.
it works. It fits in with this show.
By this
All
time
right.
next year, you guys are all going to be listening to Charlie Crockett.
Charlie Crockett. He said it here.
I've already forgot the name.
Put a
so-
pin in that.
You are all going to be listening to him, and you're going to be like, "This is the best
It's the greatest
singer
music.
songwriter this side
time?
of
No,
Mississippi."
Mississippi. Is that what you just...
John Prine,
that's why I don't go to Mississippi.
James Taylor,
He's better
Springsteen?
than James Taylor.
Sean
Better
Mullen.
than
He's
Springsteen.
better than James Taylor.
No. He's not.
Yeah, that is a hell of a thing to say.
Who the hell is James Taylor?
No, that's
my
kind of
goodness.
egregious, Dev.
Is it?
It is. Yeah, no, it is. That
Who
is.
the hell- who the-
I'm
I
not
don't
going to give
know
you
who
too
the-
much.
I don't
You
know
do.
who James Taylor is.
You
so
do. It's music to Remember the Titans and stuff. You do. You just don't, but you do.
I don't know who this is.
He'll probably know the
Yeah.
song if he hears it.
Yeah, he would. Not the song. He'd probably know 10 songs if you heard them.
Sweet Baby James.
Not that one. He doesn't know that one, Seth.
Why does he know
You
that
keep,
one?
you keep leading off on the wrong foot, my man.
Yes,
I can play Sweet Baby James on my guitar.
I
good
I
song.
believe you.
no.
Of all the James Taylor songs that I would pick for that Dev may have heard, that ain't one.
Nope.
Yeah.
What's another
Nah.
song? That's like one of his main songs.
I
You
don't
know.
I don't think it's one of his main songs.
Oh, he's married to Carly Simon. Okay,
Yeah,
I know Carly Simon.
National Treasure.
Don't know who that is either.
She was in that movie, National Treasure.
Moving on. Gamer Guy Lou says, "What's your most anticipated game for 2024 so far? Also, any movies or shows you're looking forward to this year?"
Yes, tons. This has been a great year for movies. Speaking of movies,
Nope.
Dune 2 was
We're
fucking
not-
amazing.
We're not doing that.
We are doing
We're
it.
doing that.
I don't
No,
understand where this hate of yours comes from. This
we're not
resistance.
we're not doing that.
You're Mr. Sci-Fi. I love sci-fi. Oh, it's fucking incredible.
Is it?
It is. Yes.
Is it Delvin? Is it incredible?
Oh my god. Oh my god. What does Delvin hate about it?
This is why I said we're not doing that.
Why not?
You gotta ask Delvin. I haven't seen it. I have no intentions on seeing it. I'll read the book. I'm way more interested in the book series than I am the movies.
What do you hate about it?
You have
do you hate
had
about
it? I don't hate it.
50
I don't like it.
You've had 50 years to read the books. And
Yeah.
if
You
haven't
don't
read
like
I
it,
actually
Delvin?
had the books. My mom had the books. I wish I would have kept them.
It was okay. I think
Wow.
I wasn't as wild and enamored by as people. My son loved it. I didn't like it.
Jesus. I think
That
it's
was
one of the
okay.
best movies I've seen in years, for sure.
My son said the same thing.
Yeah, it's
He
one,
loved
it's
it.
one of and in my opinion, not that I'm any critic or respectable opinion of movies, but in my opinion, it's definitely a movie theater movie. Like you're gonna get the most out of it by seeing it in theaters.
I thought the opposite.
That's insane.
I was like, no, I'd rather watch this at home.
I think Delphin's just wrong. Like that's my opinion. Is that is the wrong opinion.
I will say this. I think the majority agrees with your opinion, but I was like, oh.
It's incredible.
And I think people were getting on my nerves even more so
It was
because everybody kept
so
going to
good.
the bathroom. So I was in like the IMAX theater. We can put the chairs back and stuff, and every 5 minutes,
Mhm.
it was like I was in a row with senior citizens. And every 5 minutes, somebody's bladder went off. I had to keep putting down my goddamn. So like, yo, hold your piss, fam. Like just take it slow. Trying to watch the movie, and they keep getting up. I gotta go to the bathroom. Sorry.
We're talking about Dune. Dune 2, the new one. I saw this past weekend for my birthday. I got to go opening night, and it was great. My wife, we watched Dune 1 the week before because she never watched Dune 1. She wasn't all that into Dune 1, and she loved Dune 2 too. She was like, that was great.
I will say this. I liked Dune 1 until the ending. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I watched Dune 2. And I was like, on Dune 2 till the ending. I'm like, oh, and it's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
And
it kind of
the
like flipped.
third one. I haven't felt like this walking out of a theater since Midsummer and then like Interstellar.
I had a conversation with my son about this, and I was like, this is probably your generation Star Wars.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is ridiculous because it's older than Star Wars.
Yeah, also.
This is the inspiration for Star Wars.
Star Wars
Yeah.
didn't copy it, but
It's the inspiration. Yeah.
and spice and everything. It's
Mhm.
Yeah, but everybody has that movie that they kind of remember from the
I'm with you.
generation that
I knew
they
where you
grew
were
up
going,
with, and they're
Delvin.
like,
I
this
get
is it.
A lot of people didn't know what Dune was until recently, so I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it. I watched the old Dune, and it's terrible. Like the OG movie is awful.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
good.
awful.
Not good. People like that movie though.
So I was really impressed with the Dune movie, and then when I saw Dune 2, Dune 2 blows Dune 1 out of the water. Like it's a by far way better movie, in my opinion. So I loved it. It was great.
Oh,
I have a lot of movies. We don't have to talk about Dune.
I did get the bucket. My son wanted the fuck bucket.
Yeah, you gotta
Like
get the bucket.
this is a.
Did you see people with shirts? There was a guy with a shirt that says, "I'm here to fuck the bucket."
Jesus.
Dev, have you
He
seen
bought a
this bucket?
shirt to the movie.
Dev, Google this popcorn bucket.
I know what the popcorn bucket
My
is.
son
I've
was
seen it.
my son was like, Dad, we gotta get the bucket. Like,
I don't
buying that
understand.
shit.
Like, I don't understand with Dev. I figured Dev would be all into something like this, having talked with you for years and the things that you like. And then
Just-
I like Dune. You're like, nope.
That's
Why?
what I'm
I'm just
saying.
not interested.
Okay,
It has to be in the sky, in space.
it is. It is in space.
it
It's
is.
No.
not really in space. It
It
takes
is in
place
space.
on like the
It's
one planet.
spaceships that literally come down and they're
Space.
starting
But
a
it
space
pretty
war.
much takes place all
They're
on
starting
Arrakis.
a whole space war.
Yeah.
All
not
like
yet.
a whole planetary system and everything.
Not quite. Not
All right,
quite.
whatever. I'm
It's
not
all on
gonna
the
try.
one planet.
Whatever.
It's okay.
All
It's
right.
okay.
I am going to turn into a pumpkin.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to bed.
He's got to
It's
go.
too late.
He's got to
I've
go.
got to go to bed.
He's old.
Well, thank you
I
for
realize-
joining us, Seth.
I realize.
Yeah, man,
So
it was
thank you
fun.
for having me. I am looking forward to the Indiana Jones game this year. I'm hoping it hits. My expectations are in check. I don't know if it's going to be like the greatest game ever, but it's Indiana Jones. I love Indiana
be
Jones.
good.
So
Bare
yeah,
minimum.
should be good.
It'll be good.
So I'm looking forward to that, and I don't know what movies are coming out this year. I want to see Dune 2 and Twisters, which I'm not expecting to be great, but I
It's gonna
love
be
the first
terrible.
movie.
Yep,
I
me too.
wanted to be a tornado chaser when I was in 6th grade, and so I'm looking forward to the movie. And I forget what the other question was. Music. There is a new Charlie Crockett album coming out
All right, it's
in
time to
like
go.
another month.
Music was not on the question.
Not
It was
even
movies
there.
or shows.
Get the hell out of
So
here.
thank you
Bye.
for having me.
Have a
good
great
night.
day.
Later, Seth.
I did not get the fuck it bucket, Nathan.
Good. I don't even
I did.
understand how you're supposed to eat popcorn out of that thing. Like
We lost Snertz and
You don't eat popcorn out of it.
and,
Get your dick in it.
Jesus. I have a lot of movies that I'm very excited for this year. I'm going to watch the Civil War movie for sure because I love end of the world disaster movies. I got to see it. I got to watch Twisters because I'm an emergency manager. I got to watch it, and it's going to be terrible. The trailers are awful. The horror movies, of which there are many. Maxine comes out in July. That's the trilogy to X and Pearl from Ty
Still
West.
haven't watched Pearl.
The Strangers Part 1 remake comes out
That's
in May. I will be their opening night for that as well. We have what's that other movie?
The Mickey Mouse movie come out this year.
The Quiet Place, Day One, the prequel. That's what I've always wanted to see from A Quiet Place. I actually want to see The Invasion. There's a Beetlejuice sequel that's coming out, supposed to be this fall. So horror movies, we're eating good this year. I'm sure there's a half dozen or so that I'm forgetting. I'm gonna try to watch. Oh God, what did I just forgot the damn name of the movie. Come on. The Christopher Nolan movie that's going to win all the awards and stuff. The big one from this past year.
I
Oppenheimer.
have no idea.
Oppenheimer, thanks. I couldn't memorize it. I just kept thinking Atom Bomb. I'm going to try to watch that this weekend when I'm off. Because the damn movie's like 4 hours long.
Yes, it is.
You know? So I'm going to try, now that I've got some time off, I'm going to try to get through that. Because I was really excited for that movie, but apparently it's just very dramatic. And I don't want to go to see them. I don't want to go to the theaters for like a biopic. You know, like I want to go to the theaters for like, I want to take advantage of big sound, big screen. That's what I mean by Dune. For me, Dune is like a great, perfect movie theater movie. I want as loud, as big as possible.
It is loud and
You know,
bombastic.
yeah. Like the score was really great.
Really.
I don't want to go see a quiet, everybody talk to each other drama movie, you know, at the theaters. I'll watch that at home. So try to do that this weekend. But
I don't know any movies that are even coming out this year. So
Deadpool 3. There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
it's gonna be a big
I'll
one.
see that when it comes home. I'm not going to the theaters for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Is
watch it.
Spider-Verse come out this year? Or is that next year?
No, I think it got pushed back to 2025.
Okay.
That I would probably go to the theaters toward because my kids would want to see it. If my kids don't want to see it, I'm not going to the theaters. Like I'm just not.
Games
I can't-
wise, I'm
I
sorry.
can't think of a single movie coming out this year that I'm actually interested in.
Games wise, I'm all in on Hellblade and Space Marine 2. If any of the pseudo remasters come out, Lollipop or Shadows of the Damned, A Thousand Year Door, for sure.
Yeah.
Princess Peach,
Yep.
Already pre-ordered?
Princess Peach.
100%. And I'm hoping those other games come out. But and I'm probably overlooking a lot of things. Like I don't expect that Star Wars Outlaws game to come out this year, but if it does, like, I'm very excited
That'd
for
be a
that.
good one.
If there's Assassin's Creed, like as they've been rumored, I'll definitely be getting that too. So did you hear the rumor? Like there were rumors that Dragon Age might make it this year. Might
That
be
would be
announced
cool.
this summer to come out this fall.
That
Sure,
would be shocking.
Would it? But yeah, that was a thing that multiple people were like, yeah, that's the track it's currently on. I think that would go a long way because there's a lot of people down in the dumps gaming wise, not just because of the business news. They were saying that coming into the year that this year was going to be that great. And I think this year's been pretty excellent already.
They're pretty
And
good.
if we can get an Assassin's Creed and a Dragon Age and a couple of these other games, like this is a really good year. If Indiana Jones hits and Hellblade is awesome, and it's Final Fantasy, it's a pretty fucking awesome year.
Yeah.
I understand everybody just thought this year was going to suck. It's pretty good.
Yeah, my most anticipated game this year is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's already out. I don't really have anything else that I'm really looking forward to this year. So
That was mine too, but I'm looking right now
Bummer.
to see if there's anything else. Alone in the
there's
Dark.
nothing else.
I'm excited for that. That's a couple.
And I know Stellar Blade.
Stellar
I'm not
Blade 4,
anticipating it. You can wait.
Princess Peach.
Toxic Commando.
That might be fun.
Are we going to
Ooh,
get
shows. I'm excited for The Boys, the next season of The Boys to come out. Really digging the Bad Batch season that's out right now. It's not finished. I'm really enjoying the Halo show as well. Shit is fucking dope.
nice?
I heard season 2 is way better.
I really like season 1, so everybody who says it sucked can kiss my ass. I thought it was great. But I also don't really care about Master Chief and keeping his fucking helmet on. Like, it's not that big a deal.
You're just there for a show.
Yeah.
Clock Tower's supposed to come out this year too. So yeah, there you go.
Nintendo Dads, how long is the demo? Yeah, Clock Tower Rewind for sure. I don't know if I'm like highly anticipating that. I've played that game, and I imagine that it's just going to be like a straight ROM port. Like I'm just more excited to like buy it to have it. I don't really want to play Super Nintendo Clock Tower again. It's not like super fun. Have you played it before?
I never played the Super Nintendo.
It's all procedural, so it's a lot of slowly walking around, like a lot of it.
Want to say off the PlayStation 1 That's the first one I played.
And yeah, that's Clock Tower 2, but it was Clock Tower here. But yeah, that's the second one. That's the one I love.
That's the one
The first one I'm excited just because I never thought we'd see anything again. But like I'm not excited to play Clock Tower, Super Nintendo Clock Tower again.
Well, I got to jump off right now. So if you guys want to continue on with the rest of the questions, feel free.
Then it was
Otherwise,
us,
we can
just
call it
us,
a night.
man. Damn.
Let's do 2 more.
MVPs of PSVG. You and I, Delvin.
Yeah, I got to go take care of these kids. You saw my son coming in here crying, so I got to go
Yeah.
take care of him.
Crying?
Man.
We did it.
Yeah.
I thought he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was crying. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
I'll catch y'all later.
Have a good night, man.
All right. Next question from John 32. Has anyone watched the Kojima documentary on Disney/Hulu? What's your
Nope.
thoughts? I haven't
No.
watched it either. That's an easy one.
Great question. You want to save that, or do you want to watch
No,
it?
know what? I definitely want to watch it. So let's save this question. We'll come back to this
Okay.
question because I want to watch it. Because I forgot it. I forgot this came out.
All right, I'll put it back at the top, and we can answer it another day.
Yeah, because I forgot this documentary came out. I really want to watch it.
Nathan, we're going to answer like Delvin said. I mean, we have 3 questions left. Do you want to answer the last 3 questions?
Yeah, we can answer this. That's cool.
Yeah, Nate, we're going to answer 3 more questions. It's not going to be that long. I can send you a link, but I imagine we're going to be here for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
You should have sent me that a while ago.
way long ago. All right. Smokeless Joseph says, if you guys had the power to send one Xbox game to the Switch and one to the PS5, what would the games be? Why would we do that?
This is the world we're living in, where people are like, "So, what other Xbox games can we send out?" Nobody wants to send any of their games to Xbox.
That's what I was going to say. Why are we not helping Xbox? They
Not
need
even the
help.
third parties. The third parties are skipping it. Like they're not even like, "Nah, we're good." Poor Xbox. Damn
Let's
people.
Send the games to Nintendo or PlayStation. We know they need it. Like, yo, no, that's the opposite.
I would send Rare Replay to Switch
Okay, I like that answer.
because I think it would do the most there. I would send Hellblade to PS5 because I think it would do the most there.
Trying to think. I would send Starfield to PS5.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess I
Starfield.
could care less about Starfield. We said Starfield to Stadia for all I care.
I think if you send, we keep making the joke, but I feel like if we send Starfield to PS5, people be ranting and raving about how great it is. And it's, even though
No,
it's
that's
the
true.
same game.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Literally, the Metacritic score will go up,
Yes.
and they'll explain it. They're like, well, it got better and it's got the DLC. They'll find a reason, and yeah, it'll get score better.
And then all of a sudden, people are talking about how great Starfield is instead of what they did before. People are like, "Oh, it's all right, but it's kind of boring." The boring conversation changes once it gets on PS5.
Yeah, talk about how great it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. And here's the thing. Like I said weeks ago, I think Starfield's coming.
I do too.
There's a lot
really
of talk about right now. There's people saying it is, people saying it isn't. I am taking the approach. I'll believe it when I don't see it. Like right now, I just believe it will. I think all the Bethesda games will show up eventually.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think that one in particular will show up.
And I'm not like I said, I'm not upset about it. It doesn't bother me at all. One, I've got access to Starfield now for free, and I ain't played it because it's not a game for me.
Yeah.
So I don't care. But more than anything, I think the people that make Starfield want to bring it to other places.
Yes.
And if that's what they want to do, then I support that.
Also, I never have a problem with time exclusives. You have to wait a year to play it.
Did you mind when Xbox had Tomb Raider?
No, because I just went and bought. I think I
just went and bought it. Yeah, same.
Yeah, like all right, fuck it. I guess I got to go here for Tomb Raider, and that Tomb Raider was great.
I do think it would be nice if we lived in a world where everything was timed exclusive, or like 99% of things. Like
I would love that.
It would be nice.
I would love that. I think that's a great idea. Like, I never had a problem with time exclusive. Hey, you buy the console so you can play the exclusive, but if you want to wait a year,
they try to give you a perk to sell the thing. I get it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely, the PC thing makes it weird. I posted a meme in the Discord earlier of somebody posted it was the Wario tweet about Ghost of Tsushima. Somebody posted a picture of their TV and a PlayStation 4, and it was like just Bloodborne by itself. They're like the PS4 exclusive library because they all just keep coming to PC. And I think that's like the future. I think now console makers are looking at their platform as console plus PC.
Could you imagine how cool it would be to just see Ghost of Tsushima just on Xbox all of a sudden? Like, all right, here you go. It's an old PlayStation game, but it's on Xbox now. How many people would just fawn over how good it is on Xbox and just
probably? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a game I think that can go to Xbox and people would just love.
I think the only one that really rubs people wrong would be Spider-Man.
People would get mad at Spider-Man.
I think that's the one. I don't think if PlayStation was like, we're just going to do Spider-Man, I think most Xbox folks would be happy. Yeah. That's the one that I think they really feel like they miss out on.
Yeah, that's what people get mad about. Like
because it's not I know that Sony owns it. Like I get it. But in the minds of people, it's not an exclusive property. Because they can watch Spider-Man movies and there've been other Spider-Man games. Spider-Man is on games on Xbox, just not that Spider-Man game.
Yeah. And Spider-Man's arguably the biggest superhero in the world.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's a lot like making MLB or Madden or something exclusive or Call of Duty.
That's why people when that happened, people were like, hey, maybe Xbox should get Batman. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, or a different, like what are they doing? They're doing Blade.
Blade works.
Yeah, and I think Blade in that studio was Arcane, right?
Yeah.
It's a good fit. Like it's a really good partnership. So I'm not even that into Blade, and I'm just kind of excited about the studio. I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
It does.
Like if there was somebody make a Blade game, like they'd be one of the top. They'd be on my short list.
It's a good point. It's a good pick.
Yeah, and Indy and all that jazz. And I think Indiana should go to PlayStation for the same reason Spider-Man.
I agree.
But we don't make these. I don't, and like I said, I don't really care. I can play Spider-Man on PC, and I can play. Look, man, I know we're going to talk about it later, but like I've been loving my Switch this week. Just been like really into it. Been playing around the clock all the time. I think as I get busier, like the ability to fit the Switch into my time is much easier than to sit down at the console or the computer and play.
My PlayStation Portal has become that.
Yeah, it's a portable thing. Being able to just play on the couch or in bed or on the chair or something, like it just becomes way more convenient to play that way.
I'm getting way more use out of that thing than I ever thought I would this year. Like really.
I thought that thing would be. I would like to know how it's selling because you remember when it was announced and everybody was hating it. And I still think it's ugly, but I told you, I thought it had legs. I was like, this could be something. Watch out.
I will say it's ugly, but it's super comfortable to play with.
I believe in it. Yeah, like I believe in the idea. The screen is really nice. By all accounts, the streaming works really well. If the streaming works half as good as it does on my Ally, when I stream PlayStation Plus on my Ally, it runs well.
And once I get into the game, it works perfectly.
The only real downside is that you have to have a PlayStation 5. But if you already have one, then that's not a downside.
Yeah.
I would like to see them, and we've already talked about this. I would like to see them offer a cloud offering for that. So you
That'd
don't
be
need
great.
the console. If they could do that, that would be a pretty easy buy for a lot of people.
I think I more and more I lean towards it being a good investment. Like if they can
It's the G Cloud. It's a PlayStation G Cloud.
like figure out a way to bring these, like maybe bundle these in with PS5, that would be awesome.
Oh, now you are talking $700 some dollars.
That would be awesome. And I think it actually probably would be worth it. Like, this thing, it's really good. The more and more I play, I'm like, this actually works really good. It's like seamless.
What's the battery life? Is it longer than the DualSense?
I want to say, yeah.
Really? Wow.
I played it. I've fallen asleep playing it. And I woke up and it was still charged up. So
Wow, it's impressive.
This is pretty decent.
Yeah,
so, works well.
I follow a lot of portable channels on YouTube, and every now and again I'll click on, they'll show like off screen of them playing like The Last of Us or Ghost or something on it, and I'm like, dude, that looks great. Like if you have a PlayStation 5, it's like a no-brainer to me. Like I wouldn't want a PlayStation 5 without one. I would want a Portal.
I will say this. I would get this over VR.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what I was saying when it was announced, right?
Yeah.
It was like, this is way better of an idea than VR is.
Yeah.
It's a fraction of the price. They're probably making money off of them being sold. If you look at the tech and what it is, dude, it's an accessory. It's a controller. To them, like in their overhead, they're selling a controller.
Yeah. I should probably try to see how it works.
It's $200, right?
$200, yeah.
Do they probably make $80-$90 off of those just right off the box? Because there's nothing in it internal wise. Like there's nothing. It's a screen and a controller.
It's not heavy.
Yeah, I mean there's just not a whole lot to it. It's like a Fire tablet and a controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it works.
Fire tablet actually has more guts. And those things are cheap. You can buy those things for like $60-$70. So they're probably making really good bank off of that thing in terms of margin. They're probably making really good margin off of it.
Because just like the charging ports, and that's it, really.
But if they had the cloud offering, then they could monetize people for the Portal over a long period of time. Versus right now they're just getting the money out of you the one time.
Yeah, and that's what people want to do. So I kind of dig it. That's a good statement.
Oh yeah, I can't. John 32 Helldivers should go to Xbox. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's also a really good statement.
That would just be good for Helldivers. Have more players. I don't think people are buying consoles for Helldivers.
I am impressed how many people are like in love with that game.
Sure,
it's a hit. It's a big hit.
Yeah. The question: can they keep it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You get that launch thing, and then you got to support it and keep it going. Can they stoke that fire? They've got mechs coming. I believe in them. Like they've got mechs coming. Like, I hope. I want them to. I'm rooting for them.
This is what Sony wanted. Now they got it. Now they got to keep it. That's the key to it. You got to keep it now. You got the people you wanted. You wanted that hit game. You got it. Got to keep bringing it.
Yep.
What else we got now? Raven Fayed says, PlayStation peeps get so mad.
Raven Fade.
Raven Fade. Why I keep saying Fayed? I don't know why. Well, maybe because he keeps making those Avatar jokes. I want to punch him in the face. Anyway, PlayStation peeps get so mad when Xbox gets a new exclusive. What do you guys think the real issue is? I know this is old, but when Xbox stated they would release 5 games exclusives, it caused all kinds of crazy, but not one peep about PS putting out anything on Xbox or Switch. So my question isn't so much about the games, but why the divide between people, and what allows Sony to get away with such hypocrisy since they fought Activision so bad?
I'd be interested in knowing what you think. I have a theory for this, and I'd be interested in bouncing off you because you are our PlayStation guy.
It's simple.
I've got a theory about this. It's not the only factor, because I do think it's multiple factor. We know that tribalism is a thing in games. Yeah. And I think there are people that are like tribalists on both the Xbox brand and the PlayStation brand.
I agree.
The problem is that the PlayStation brand so far outnumbers the Xbox brand that it's like a powerful majority. It'd be like if the Senate was 90% PlayStation and 10% Xbox. The Xbox side just never gets anything because they were just outvoted. They're outweighed.
This kind of feel, and not to make it about wrestling, but it kind of feels like the AEW WWE argument.
Kind of, yeah.
There's so many WWE fans out there because they grew up with it.
Yeah.
That the majority outweighs.
It really doesn't matter what the other one's doing. It's hard to penetrate and crack through. But I do have a theory about this. And it's kind of based on like Xbox's history, and you watch like the Power On documentary and you see like how their business moves. Xbox seems to be a victim of its own doing, is that they chase trends. And I think it's in an attempt to gain ground, but they lean forward and they try to be ahead of the curve. And what I think that has done with gamers who are historically fickle, I think we all agree on that. They're averse to change. They like their games the way they grew up with them. It's kind of weird like that, right? It's an industry that changes a lot, but the customer base is always lagging. They hate change constantly, right? I think Xbox has been too fast to change things. They've been too ahead of the curve too many times. They've ripped off this Band-Aid and pushed so much change on people that it's made people averse, not just to like their console or their game, but to their brand. I've met so many people that hate Xbox. Caroline was this. Caroline hated Xbox. And I would ask her questions about it, really for like no reason. She just hated them. She was like, she hated them for used games, or people that still have that in their head, the Don Matrick and stuff. There are people that hate them for not being Japanese, which I bring up a bunch, being an American company, being Microsoft, being a corporation. Like Sony's a corporation, but people don't think of Sony the same way they think of Microsoft. You think Microsoft, you think Google, Amazon, Microsoft, like that. I think all that fact,
that is a weird thing.
Because it's because Microsoft has the ability to spend $70 billion on folks and Sony doesn't. It's a different level. They're both megacorps, but they're different levels of megacorp. They're not like your lovable, game maker. They're definitely not like Nintendo. Yeah, of course. But Xbox has a history, like I said, of being early, being first. They're really first to do Xbox Live. They really pushed the digital thing. They changed. They tried to do the DRM with the used games, the installing games, the Xbox Live. Now they're doing multi-platform. And here's the thing. It seems like all along the way, they break in, they take all the heat for doing it, and then the others just follow in right behind them. They just do it right behind them. The only time that I can think of Sony really doing that, and maybe I'm wrong or just don't know enough about them, is when they raised the price. They were first to do that.
Always the first on.
And they took super heat for that. People were pissed. They weren't pissed enough not to buy, but they were pissed. But I think for the majority of gamers, I think they view Xbox as that company. I think there's like a conditioned, unconscious distrust with Xbox. There's like a lack of commitment there. That would be my guess.
I love Xbox, by the way. I think Xbox is needed. I think Xbox is important. And I appreciate that Xbox has been around for so long. Like, we kind of forget, for a while, it was just kind of Nintendo and PlayStation. And there was time when people were like, there's never going to be a third console option because they all miserably failed.
Yeah, they all failed. Mm-hmm.
And Xbox came in, and I would argue that Xbox is probably the most successful since Sega.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. To take a crack at it.
To that point, and this is something Dev and I have talked about a lot, Xbox doesn't have a lot of nostalgia in people's childhood. They're just now starting to get to that. Like the Halo kids are just kind of getting there now.
Yeah.
But our age, none of that's there. We grew up on Mario, and we grew up on Sonic, and we grew up on Final Fantasy and Resident Evil, and all of that stuff resides in those other platforms. So I think that's against them. But also, this came up during the Activision thing. I think a lot of gamers, and when I say game, I'm literally speaking, I'm trying to speak macro. We know a lot of people have no idea and they don't care, but in the bigger conversation around gaming, I think people look at Nintendo and Sony as like creators. And I think people look at Microsoft, they think of them as buyers.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that with Activision. They were like, Dev brought this up a lot. It matters to him, or he notices, and I'm not trying to speak for him, he's not here, but he brought it up, you know, he said it, that he doesn't like that they're doing it the wrong way, right? He wants them to build franchises and build the studio and not buy the studio. And to me, I look at it as one, they're the two of the same. I don't care. Like, they're equal to me. It's, you can build or you can buy it. That doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to do it.
Whatever gets us
Whatever gets product to customers. I'm more about the end game. But there is a point there. I do think a lot of people, I saw a lot of that. Not just with Activision, with all their studios. They don't like that they buy their studios, that they purchase them. They look at like a kid in the candy store just buying things. And that rubs people the wrong way.
But but like this goes
It
to the
is
bias. It's a weird take because
Yep.
PlayStation buys exclusives. They literally just buy the game. Like, hey,
And that's why Sony that's a big reason why Xbox had to buy developers. Because Xbox used to buy exclusives. That was actually Xbox's MO was to not have a big first party development. They were going to live off a third party like PC, and they would just buy exclusives along the way. And as Sony grew their market, like today, they can't afford to buy an exclusive because you have to spend so much to make up for the lost sales on the bigger platform. It's like it's a better use of their money to just buy the developer.
Yeah, it's just a weird notion how people act about that. Like, Sony's not doing the exact same thing and buying studios and buying exclusives.
Yeah, and you know, Nathan says PlayStation buys studios too, but when you say that to like a core PlayStation fan, they'll hit you with, yeah, but it was a second party studio or somebody they already had a relation. They're in their mind. I'm not trying to defend it or say it's right or wrong, but in their mind, the way they explain it, Sony does it the right way and Xbox does it the wrong way,
which makes no sense. But
I don't really look at it as, I mean, I guess you could look at it as hypocrisy, but I think that applies everywhere. I think the business changes too fast for anybody to just like plant their foot in the sand and stay on something forever. That's been my thing with Xbox. I don't like how fast they keep flip-flopping. I want them to like just pick a damn path, like pick a message and stick to it. My issue with Xbox lately, and this is just a recent, and I still love Xbox, but the thing that I'm growing tired of is they're so reactive. They're always on their back foot. And it's like, man, just say what you want to do. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know, like just be like Nike, like just do it. Do what you want to do. Buy fucking Call of Duty. Just do what you want to do, and then let that stand for your business. And they can't. Every time they get criticized, they react to criticism. You know, and I want Xbox to have a little fuck off to them. Like, fuck off. We think this is the right way, and we're going to go this way.
It's a catch-22 because Xbox is trying to be the fan favorite and keep fans happy and stuff like that. At the same time, they want to run a business that's going to be profitable, so they try to find ways to make that profit happen. And
well, like I said, I think they're going third party. I think when we look back on this 15 years from now, and again, maybe this is a big statement, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But if I had to guess, if I had to bet, I think we'll look back on this deal more like Activision bought Xbox than Xbox bought Activision. And what I mean by that is I think what we're seeing is Xbox beginning to act and operate like Activision acted and operates, and not like Xbox operates. And I think that's what I'm bracing for. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going completely third party. Like I said, I still think hardware is very important to their business. And I think they have enough studios that they can make some exclusives and still sell hardware. They probably will never outsell their competition. And I think Xbox has basically come to grips with that reality, and that's okay with them now. They don't have to sell 100 million to stay in business. Can they sell 30 or 50 million and still stay in business and make good money? Yeah, they can. They can probably out-earn other people without selling as many consoles with their multi-platform strategy and their subscription and PC. Right? It all goes into the big bucket. It all goes into the same bucket. And there are gamers, not as many, but there are gamers like you and I, that as long as there's a Gears that's exclusive or a Halo, we'll still buy the box.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's enough of us. There's not 100 million of us. There's not PlayStation 5 of us, but there's enough of us. There's 40 million of us. You know, if they still have the right exclusives, if Fable is Fable, I'm going to be there. And if I can only play Fable on a console, I'm going to fucking play it on console. I'm not going to not play Fable. You know, they do still have those brands.
And 40 million is not nothing to laugh at. That's a lot.
It's not. It's really not.
Still a lot.
It only became like the last 2 generations that we think 40 million is a failure. 40 million is like better than most, better than half.
Yeah.
Like that is above the norm for most console sales in the history of video game consoles. And that's where I was thinking a couple weeks ago when we were talking about this. That's where I kept thinking like different hardware, cheaper hardware, handhelds. Like that's where the difference comes in. If you're gonna come to the grips that you're not gonna outsell, then can you make it up in other areas? Like the Series S has been a boon for them. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody comes and tells you that they love their Series S. The Series S is kicking the Series X's ass. It's outselling it like 3-1. It's crushing it.
It's a great console.
So I'm wondering if you're Microsoft, you're looking at it, it's like, okay, why don't we let PlayStation make a $600 PlayStation 6? Why don't we just make an awesome $250 Xbox?
Yeah. And you can sell it, and what seems like the Series S is, it's compliments to your PlayStation.
Yeah, and if our gamers want more than that console has to offer, that's what PCs are for.
Yeah,
you can buy as much as you want. You know, like I mean, that would be, if I was looking at the data as we see it, as we understand it today, that would be my guess. Like instead of trying to go up, go down. Like again, be Nintendo. Don't make the PlayStation 6, make the Wii.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Do you imagine you do that and you throw Guitar Hero on it? You got Game Pass. Like, oh, fuck. If it's affordable and cheap, watch out. What if it's a handheld? A $300 handheld is awesome. And it plays Game Pass and it runs all these games and it plays it at 720, 60 frames or whatever. You know, like that's not nothing. That's something.
That's something good.
And I still think, and I said this when the Activision deal closed, right? We have to come to grips with Xbox being both a third and a first party publisher. And I know it's weird. We've never had one. Like it's super weird.
Yeah, but
I also think it's a new reality. PlayStation is a first and third party publisher now. They have put enough games on PC that you can't just say they're first party only.
and
they're not.
Keep putting them on PC.
Yeah, they've got like damn 20 games on PC now. Like they are a third party publisher. They're publishing their games to multiple places. And if you're going to do that, like they're already there. The only people that aren't are Nintendo. So, yeah. Anyway, we don't have to keep going, and we're going longer than we probably wanted to. But
good. That was a great question.
Yeah, that's kind of my take on all that. And I think Xbox is going to thread that needle. They're going to have enough exclusives to justify hardware with their core brands, and then all of their other games will be timed exclusive or in Game Pass. And then they will make what money they can on PC and PlayStation and Nintendo. And I think that's a perfectly fine strategy. You know, if they have a handheld, I'll be interested in it. I don't think I need another handheld, but I'll be interested in it. If it's a console, I'm interested. But if they go digital only, that's going to not rub me the wrong way because I'm very digital, but like my Xbox is my entertainment kind of system. You know, I don't watch movies on my Switch or my PC. I watch my apps and my movies on my Xbox. So like I would have to either come up with another solution for that, or, you know, like I don't think I'd be interested in a digital only, you know, next console from Xbox. I want a disc drive. I don't care if it's external or something, but like I want one.
That makes sense. All right. Our final question, and this is going to be interesting, depending on what either of us answer. So Deadman asks, with Rooster Teeth closing after 2 decades, wow, what were your favorite video game content from them, whether it was from Red vs. Blue or the other shows they made? So Don, did you watch any of the Rooster Teeth
No,
stuff?
that's to say that's all you, man. I never really got into that.
I didn't either. But I kind of like I like the stuff they did with Kind of Funny. So anytime I saw them with Kind of Funny, I thought was cool. Ruby, I thought that was the anime they did, if I remember correctly. Was an interesting concept. I think that Man, it's so weird hearing that Rooster Teeth is closing down because they just seem like such a staple in like that content creation video game.
Really?
Yeah, people
I know that
love
they
Rooster
were
Teeth.
like a little network, but I never thought of them as like. I'm just being honest with you, man. I wasn't shocked at all when I heard they're being closed. I was like, yeah. When I saw that news, I was like, that makes sense. I was
It
thinking, I was
does,
like, this is probably overdue.
it
You know,
does, but you know
like
what it
look at
feels.
all the other streaming services and networks that closed. You know, like here's Rooster Teeth. Like that can't be very profitable.
It feels like the end of an era,
That's true.
you know,
That's true.
and it kind of feels like because you know people loved Red versus Blue. It was just kind of
Jack
like
did. That was the only thing I really know about them is that they did RV Blue. I don't know any of these. I'm looking through their shows and I don't know any of this stuff. All these
to
little
me.
animation shows. It's kind of like it's almost like a MTV cartoon, like Adult Swim type of collection of stuff.
I like to think that Rooster Teeth probably inspired a lot of these content creators we have out there today.
But like this type of stuff, and I realize it's a big production and stuff, but like this type of stuff is this is a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It inspires a lot of those content creators we get today because of what they did back then. Like, it seems like, oh, this stuff people do all the time, but when Rooster Teeth started doing this stuff, people wasn't really doing it. So, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
paved
that's
the way
true.
for it.
That's true. Yeah, and I think a lot of this now is just a Twitch channel, it's a YouTube channel, it's a TikTok, you know, it's a content channel. You could move all of this to a YouTube channel and it'd probably still be the same thing. Here's the funny thing. I'm scrolling through their shows. There's a lot of stuff here. There doesn't seem to be a lot of and again, I didn't watch it, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm judging books by the cover. There doesn't seem to be a through line connecting any of this stuff together. It's very like kind of random.
Yeah, everybody was kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of different kind of stuff here. Maybe that's a good thing, but I wonder if you if you split your base too much. Like I'm seeing like a political show, I'm seeing spoofs, I'm seeing movie shows, I'm seeing comedy. Like it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that's
There's a
kind of what
Minecraft horror story, like American Horror Story.
these content creators are doing now. It's
A
kind of
PSVR show.
You know, Kind of Funny does the same thing, maybe a little bit on a smaller scale, but Kind of Funny has like Kind of Funny reviews.
But isn't there? But there's a through line. It's kind of funny. It's all the same people, you know. There's a through line. This all looks random.
I think it's random. It's kind of random, but it's still the same, you know, from Rooster Teeth.
Is it the same people?
Yeah, it's their crew.
Okay, because I'm seeing a lot of different faces, but yeah, again, I don't know.
Like Kind of Funny's the same way a little bit, but Kind of Funny's got bigger. So if you ever watch Kind of Funny now, Donnie, you probably like, I don't know nothing.
I haven't watched Kind of Funny in years.
Me neither. I haven't watched it in years. I listened to it the other day, like first time in a while. Like, oh.
I'm also scrolling. There's a lot of stuff here. If these are shows, there are hundreds of shows here.
It's been around that long.
Wow.
Like, Rooster Teeth's been around forever.
You know, there's Dog Bark and Fuck Face and Tales from the Stinky Dragon. They have their own animations. Wow.
Yeah, it's a legacy.
There's nothing wrong with that. I can't see. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I feel like I grew out of that. And honestly, it's weird. We've talked about. We had Colin on our show. We've talked to some of those guys before, and it's like the longer I listen to them, the more I grew detached, or just like I don't know. It's like they lived long enough to become the villain in my mind, I guess. Because I used to be all in on it, like back in, and I think we all were, like a lot of us back in like 2012. It was like the rage, right? They were all the thing, and it's just like I don't know. Over the years and through all the controversies and dramas and stuff, my opinion has really changed on all of them.
I have found myself getting back into some of their stuff, but I'm not nowhere near the way I used to be. Like I used to listen to all their content back in, like I said, like 2012, 2013, during this prime. But now it's like, okay, I'll listen to PX I Love You XOXO or this other random show. But that's
Is Blessing still over there?
Yeah, he's doing actually pretty good.
That's cool. So we knew him from like Married to the Games and stuff. Like that's neat. He's kind of close to home. That's kind of nice.
He
and Sean were pretty close for a while.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I find myself like listening to like a lot of Game Scoop now.
I've always listened. That's one that I've always listened to. Sean and I talk about this more than I talk about this over here. Like on Sweet Hangs, we kind of talk about this type of stuff, and I've always liked Game Scoop.
I do too.
So I kind of I don't listen to it every week or month or however they're doing. I don't listen to everyone, but like if I'm looking to listen to games, they're still in my rotation.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Game Scoop, but I've stopped listening to the IGN shows. The kind of funny ones, it was really Colin. I'm not gonna lie to you, because when they had their whole split, I was kind of with Colin, so I split too. I kind of went Colin's direction, and then kind of following that, I don't even know if you want to go down this path, but we started talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So going down that path, I started following Colin. I always liked, especially at the time, we had like the elections and stuff, and he seemed like somebody that was eager to tackle like hard to talk about things, kind of like yourself. And I like listening to those people, and he seemed very educated, and he is, by all accounts, he is. I'm not saying he's not.
Yes, he is.
We had him on our show, and I was like so excited at the time, and in retrospect, I kind of wish we never did it.
Oh, really?
Because as he started his own channel, and I started listening to him more, to be honest with you, I just found him to be more and more of a hypocrite.
That's why I stopped listening to him.
He would talk about all these times, and I've said this before. I've said it like with Sweet Hank, so this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. And if you guys like Con, I don't want you to not like him. And I'm definitely not telling you to don't like me because I'm not into it anymore. I'm just giving it to you how I came to my opinion. That's all. I would just hear him talk about being victimized by his out kind of funny and his joke and all that, which I was kind of on that side. I think we've talked about this. Didn't we talk about this on your show?
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was always like, God, it's a damn joke, like we love comedy and stand up. And I'm like, I've seen way worse things said than that. But he always talked about like how people hated on him for this and how they called him out and they ran him through and how terrible it was for him. And then he started saying controversial things, and then people would bring them up to him, and then he would do the same thing for him, and he would like sick his base on them. Yep. And when I started seeing that stuff, I was like, now I'm kind of out. I didn't like that at all. Because it was like, dude, you're doing exactly to these people what you hated, what you said you hated that they did to you. And, just the whole drama and stuff, it just wasn't for me. And again, I'm not against him. I talked to him. The last time I talked to him was maybe the year after Bobby died, maybe. So it was a couple of years ago. But like, I kept him up to date with that because he and Bobby were close, and I was letting him know about Bobby all through all that, and keep him on. And he pitched into our fundraising effort and all that. So it's not like there's no like animosity or anything. I just kind of tuned out. I just turned it off.
I did the same because I noticed what you were talking about, and then I noticed, which is the thing that's happened with a lot of these people who kind of say that type of stuff. They say they're being victimized and stuff like that. Then they seemingly get more popular from the victimization, and they start getting on platform like, oh, well, you've been victimized, but here you are. You're on Joe Rogan talking about your victimization.
And I don't remember what it was, but some girl said something, and he like put her entire tweet on blast and like told his community, like, this is the person. And like they all were sending her terrible message. I was like, oh,
yeah.
And that's when I was like, because we had him on I was like, I don't want to be like associated with that.
Yeah.
It's more like that, it's like, I don't want PSVG to be thought of like, I don't want people to be thinking like we're on that side of history. So I just kind of turned it off and tuned it out. And, I took his video down and stuff like that. I just didn't want to do it anymore.
I've experienced stuff like that. And I've myself realized, I have a pretty decent Twitter base. So I got to watch what I say to people because people.
And you have an eclectic group of podcasters, like guests and things that come in. They say controversial things. So like, it'd be interesting. I don't know how, do you have like a Delvin Cox Experience Discord or anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Because when that Colin stuff happened, not the kind of funny stuff, but the CLS stuff, we had people in our Discord who were like, I kind of hate that you guys had him. And I was like, that makes me feel bad when our listeners are saying, like, I don't like that either.
Oh, I've had that happen to me.
See, well, how do you deal with that?
I had to, I can tell this story because this wasn't too long. It was last year. When we had the gun control conversation, right?
Yes. I remember. Yeah. You set all kinds of shit off on fire.
Yeah. I had a guest who was on the panel, and I was just like the moderator on it, who said some very controversial things about gun control, and people were arguing with him. No, he was the only conservative on the panel. It was like 3 liberals on the panel with him, arguing and debating with him, and people got mad because they didn't feel like the liberals on the panel were sticking it to this guy enough. So people, and people got like really mad at me because I'm like, why did you give me a platform? Like, no, that's not how this works. I like to give people open space to speak their beliefs, and you can challenge them if you want to.
In a safe space and with respect. You don't have to
with
be
respect.
assholes
It's
to
not
each
like
other.
I'm not gonna be like,
You have a
fuck
conversation.
you
We
believe
can
this?
disagree with people.
Yeah, we can disagree. We can have a conversation.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, it was a civilized conversation. It became, what happened was people took certain things out of that interview out of context, and it got nuts on Twitter. People were arguing on Twitter about it. They were debating. There was some good conversations had there too, but it got so bad. I remember this very well because I was going to the movies. I had to cut my phone off because my phone kept ringing the whole time I was in the theater. Of like tweets and people calling me, wanting to argue about like what is going on. I'm like, nah, I had to cut my phone off for a couple of days because it got bad. I wasn't like worried about it like that, but it was just like, this is insane. And
Yeah.
people just like, it was so wild because I didn't think I would be in an experience like that. People were doing podcasts about my show.
Wow.
Like having think pieces about it. I'm like, no, it's not that serious.
Yeah, there's something to be said. You make fun of me. We tease each other.
Yeah.
But about me wanting to be like the indie band. There's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I don't want a Discord like I've seen some very popular. I don't want YouTube comments and the hate and the things that you do get on. Like, I don't want to deal with any of that.
I've dealt with it.
There is something to be said about it. I do kind of want to stay under the radar and be the indie band. I like what we have. It's very low upkeep. I don't have to worry about turning that off or practicing mental health things because it's just not there. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't have to turn things on and off to make it work. We had that one thing happen with Haley on XP, right? That was a shitty day. That's the first time anything like that's happened in years.
Yeah, that was a rough day.
And I want to and we put a lot of things in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. I don't want to be dealing with that frequently.
And now I think was that Snurk's first episode?
It was.
I think that was his first official episode. That was a rough one. Yeah.
Yep. And so it rubbed me the wrong way when we had people who were like, kind of wish you wasn't like front and center on your YouTube channel. And I was like, that sucks that people they're thinking about it like that, because it was a big opportunity. It's a big name. I'm sure we got a lot of new listeners, or at least people that give us a try.
Yeah, big name.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is, and it's even more disappointing about it, is he's a knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
He's one of the most, whether you love him or hate him, he's one of the most knowledgeable PlayStation guys there is out there.
Yep.
Like, bar none. And because of some
I enjoyed sparring with him. I always have. Yeah. I had a lot of fun on that show. I was like, I gave him shit about the 3DS, like I always wanted to.
because of some of the foolishness things he says sometimes, like, I can't listen to this. And I like his content. It's just like, I can't. This is a bridge too far for me.
Yeah, that stuff never bothered me. It was just how he was interacting and going after people bothered me. Like, I've never done that. And look, it's probably a me thing. It's definitely a thing that like both me and my daughter have for whatever reason. I think it's a personality trait. Like, I have a big strive to like be authentic, and I hate feeling like I'm full of shit. Like, to the point I'll call myself on it. You've heard me. I'll correct myself. I'm like, nope, I said something wrong and I've got to come clean. That's like an inner drive, that I don't want people to feel like I'm misleading, or, I strive to be authentic. And when I feel like other people aren't, it's a big turnoff for me. It's like, that's actually probably the biggest turnoff for me.
Yeah, I can have a conversation with anybody as long as they're being genuine and not trying to be offensive to people.
Yeah. So I'm naturally opposed to like salesmen or like charisma people, like those rub elbows, politician people that can just turn it on and just talk to you. Those things, like, it's a huge red flag for me. I'm like, I hate this. I hate this person. I want to get out of the situation as fast as possible.
I've dealt with that a couple of times on my podcast where I've had a guest come on, a political guest, and they say all these things about politics and stuff like that.
Sometimes I feel that way about myself. a lot of times I'm like, man, I'm full of shit. Like I say this and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And I like to like come clean, I like to repent and come to the podcast and I admit it. Like, yo, I'm not practicing what I've been saying lately. And, I'm going to correct that from here moving forward.
I've had a guest come on and say all this political stuff, and then after the show was over, we cut the cameras off. See, I don't believe none of that shit I say.
What?
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Did you like can the show or what? So
yeah,
I wouldn't have released it.
A couple
I'd have
times
been
I
like-
had to.
I would be
I
like,
can't
well,
put
this
this
is
out.
over.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't believe any of that stuff I'm saying. I do it because it's a gig. Like, oh my God. Like, okay. You're full of shit.
Yeah.
It's very fascinating to talk to people and get to know people and seeing their true side.
Yeah. So on the gaming front, honestly, the majority of my stuff today is YouTube. It's like I use YouTube, the recommendations page, more than I use my subscription pages now. My subscriptions are all out of whack and there's like a bunch of shit in there, highlights from sports and so it's like whatever YouTube is recommending me. So I get like a lot of like tech videos, the handheld players, the portable players. There's the GVG outlet that Rebecca guests on from time to time. They'll recommend me their stuff, Nintendo channels. I like the Switch Up channel a lot. They're one of my favorite channels. Just stuff like that, like whatever's kind of trendy. Sometimes I'll watch them. A lot of times clips, like the Digital Foundry, they break their stuff down into clips, like that are like 5 minutes instead of 3 hours. That's how I kind of consume gaming talk these days. Other than that, just reading. The thing that keeps me informed is doing the notes.
Yeah.
Doing the notes for the show means that I'm looking at the blogs to get the information. And then, other times I'm cross-researching that information, trying to see, is there more to the story? Is there somebody else got a different spin on it? Reddit helps me with that a lot. But outside of that, I don't really listen to podcasts. It's Jeff. I listen to Jeff's stuff. I don't get to watch his show live as much as I want to anymore. I'm always kind of like the next day or the 2 days behind.
I don't listen to video game podcasts. Like I said, maybe just our podcast, Game Scoop, and that's.
I listen to ours, Game Scoop. I listen to Jeff, and then Sean.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
I listen mostly
to like. That is it actually. If I had to look it up, because I have a thing in my podcast player. I have a filter for games, and it's just gotten really low over the years. And it's not like it's not purposeful. It's like I just kind of stopped listening to some shows and but didn't replace them with new ones.
I kind of I guess what it is for me is I think it was just the changing of the guard. Like when people who I loved at IGN left, and when people were kind of just changed their ways.
Yeah, I think that too.
I guess my era is gone, so it's like okay.
I think that too.
I listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts. Wrestling podcasts I listen to a lot. They're usually interested in wrestling.
Yeah.
I listen to stuff about history stuff. I like to listen to, strangely enough, and audio dramas.
I listen to a lot of F1 podcasts, like 10 of them.
Okay.
So I'm doing that every week, especially during the season when there's a race. I'm
like that with wrestling podcasts. I think I listen to probably like 5 or 6 wrestling podcasts.
I listen to Pod Save America. I listen to a golf show. I listen to a college football show. I listen to the Ringers wrestling show. Not sure if you listen to that one.
I heard that was good.
I listen to Your Mom's House. I listen to several basketball shows. Probably Brian Windhorst the most. I listen to Nate Land. I listen to a lot of comedians. I listen to Pass Gas, which is an automotive podcast.
Okay.
From Donut, where they do a lot of like retrospectives and kind of like almost like automotive podcast documentaries.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is. They'll talk about like the history of like Nissan or Ferrari or the Ford versus Ferrari and things like that, and they'll walk you through like all the actual stuff like that. So that's kind of cool.
Congratulations, Spotted Jedi. He says, Donnie, I'm going to take my first golf lesson Friday.
Oh, that's dope. Congrats, man. I hope you have fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I suck at golf. I played in high school for 2 years.
What was your handicap or average score?
Not good. I don't remember.
Not good.
Not good at all. But I remember because we had a golf team in my high school, and they were like, "Well, nobody's signing up for it." They're like, "But you want to sign up for it? You want to sign up for it?" So I was like, "Sure." How do I? You got to get golf clubs. So I went to a thrift store.
Yeah.
And just bought all the clubs they had. And it was like, I think I paid $30 for it. And then I just went on. And I don't think we even played like actual full games because it was in the inner city. The other schools just didn't have golf teams. So we just went out the golf course just playing golf.
Okay.
It was just the way to get out of school, kind of.
Well, you might be able to relate to this. I was good at golf, which you already know. But the thing that won me the regional player of the year wasn't just my score. I was first that year, but that's not why I won. And I didn't win regions the year I won the player of the year. The thing that got me going is in the middle of my high school, I switched to a new school. I emancipated myself. I got an apartment. I had to go to a new school. The new school had a golf team, but it was essentially defunct. It was a history teacher who wanted to have a golf team. They didn't even have a team. They didn't have uniforms. They didn't have players. They had like one person that you thought could golf. And when I joined the school, I came in right before the season started. It was my senior year. And I was like, yo, where's the golf team? Like, and they're like, well, this is kind of it. And we don't think we're going to have a season. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I was like, I've been the captain of our golf team, this other high school, 3 years. We're going to have a golf team. And so I rallied around and I went and found people like you to play. And I got about 7 kids to play. A lot of them had never played before. I helped them get clubs. We either got them from dollar stores or yard sales, or like I worked at a country club. So we had a lot of loaner sets and stuff that I got the club to sponsor. And when we had matches or practices, more often, the coach was just a high school teacher. He played golf, but he wasn't good at golf. I was way better at golf. I was the coach. I set our lineup. I worked with our players. Like I would sit on the range and help them, just try to give them lessons, just get them going. Our first match, we got pummeled. We didn't have any other team in high school matches here in Georgia. We played 9 holes. So a decent score. I would say an average score. High school golf, amateur high school golf, 45 on 9 holes. I don't think we had anybody but me break 60. I mean, we were terrible. But by the end of the year, our last match, every one of them broke 45.
That's good.
Every one of them. Even the kids that didn't start, they all went out and played, and they all broke 45. And I would reverse set our lineup. I would put our worst player out first, which is the opposite of what most people do. And I would put myself in the anchor spot. And the idea was that I always looked at it like a Ryder Cup. I used to always tell my coach, he'd be like, why do you put yourself in the back? He thought it was like, do you not want to play the other players? I was like, I've already played these guys for years. I know who these guys are. I was like, no, I actually want to be in the back. So if we ever have a chance to win, you can let me know how many strokes we got to make up.
And
like, where are we? What's the score?
That's actually brilliant.
Like, where are we? Tell me what I got to do, and I'll try to do it. And we only won 2 matches that year as a team. It was the last 2 matches of the season. We were like 14-2, or no, like 2-14.
Wow.
But I won regions I came in second at regions that year, and I was the lowest scorer in the county, and I went to state that year. So individually, I was great. As a team, we were terrible. But as a team, I was extremely proud, probably more than any team I'd been on, because of the progress that we made. I had taught people to love golf, and they were playing golf. And I mean, we're talking about kids that they were like, when they first started, they were like, sure, Donnie, if you just want to hang out, like, we're down to play. And then by the end of the season, they were playing on their own on weekends without me. They were just going to play golf.
That's kind of crazy because they probably still play golf to this day because of
They
you.
probably still do. Yeah, I would bet that they would.
Wow.
And I remember I would sneak them onto my golf course when we were at off days, and we'd go play together. And yeah, it was just kind of like a coach. I was almost like a caddy. I would just like walk with them and just give them tips on their swing, or give them tips on strategy, or tell them how I would do it, or read greens for them, just be that soundboard to bounce things off of. And that's why I won. I won the regional player, or the player of the year for the region, which is an additional achievement. It's kind of like the outstanding player of the year. It's kind of like the tour champion, I guess, if you will. It's like the big one. That's like the big prize that you want. You can win a tournament here or there, but the one that is like the best golfer of the year. It's like the MVP award.
Okay.
And they gave it to me, and the coaches, they all vote on it, and it was, I think it's like 13-1. And they told me at the ceremony that it was because of the work that I did as like basically as a coach. They're like, you were basically a player coach. My history teachers rode on the cart with me. Didn't know shit. And they got uniforms and stuff the year after, and then I graduated and stuff, which was cool.
That's cool.
Because even after the year I graduated, I would come back and I would still give them tips, or they come see me. If I was at the driving range or the course, they come see me. You know, it was fun.
That's really cool.
I was very proud of that. Yeah, probably
That's dope.
one of my better things.
Thanks, Jess, by the way. Yeah, we love doing Cadillac.
Cadillac's super fun. I watched that. I bought those Kit Kats.
Oh, you did?
Yep, I got a whole box of them from Europe. Amazon has them. You can buy them. They're not cheap. They're like $28.
I might do that.
My wife loves, it's her favorite candy. So when I heard T going off on it, but I was like, there's no way I can't let her weigh in on this. She has to get them. So she ate one today. If anybody doesn't know, T enlightened me, maybe other people know this, that in other countries, not America, Nestle makes Kit Kats. And here in America, Hershey makes Kit Kats. And there's a difference in the chocolate they use.
Yes.
And there is a difference. It's more rich. It's almost like a dark chocolate. It's not necessarily sweeter. It's just different. It's not like, I don't think it's like night and day or amazing like T was selling it, but it's pretty good. I mean, I do think it's an improvement. It's better. It's a better Kit Kat.
Other countries take their chocolate more serious than we do. That's the long short of it.
That's everything. It isn't like it's a terrible thing to grow up in this country being told how great the country is and stuff, and then like becoming aware of the reality of the situation.
Yeah, I think it's just certain things we
treat our people like shit.
Yeah.
We feed them shit. We treat them like shit. Like it's like, I don't know, man. It's like a working class, machine for the rest of the world or something. It seems like the rest of the world just treats their citizenship much better.
America is a fascinating country in so many ways. If you take a look at America from outside, you're like this.
And I'm still very proud. I mean, I do like this country. It could be way worse.
America's great.
But it doesn't seem like, for all of our affluence and wealth and know-how and the ability to do so, it seems like we're really far behind on like average Joe American. Like the average. And I don't even know if that's, I don't even know if that's fair. Because like I said, we have a sweet life.
We do.
We do. Did I ever tell you about that documentary I watched?
Which one?
On Netflix?
About I think which one you're talking
There's a documentary on Netflix that
Probably.
is about I think it's Japanese or Korean. They put a factory in Ohio to make cars. And then they hire a bunch of Ohio people to do it. And it's like a great, sample at how these two cultures clash. And like the American worker versus the Korean worker or the Japanese, whatever. I don't know the Asian country. I don't want to misrepresent anybody, because they show like back at their home country how it is there. And it's a really good documentary because the first half of it, you're sitting there and it's pictured to you in a way that you're like, God, we are like fat and lazy and problematic workers by comparison. But then you transition back to the home country and you see how they're treated at home and how they all like live in apartments that's provided by the company, and they like eat dinner at the company. Like they essentially like live at the company. That's their whole life, is this company.
Lack of freedom.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, fuck that. I would never trade this for that ever. I don't know. There's like an entitlement maybe there for us as an American people.
Yeah. Entitlement,
like compared to other countries, and talk about things like healthcare and food and regulations and stuff. And it just seems like we're also far behind in places like that too.
Yeah. I think we have free choice here.
We take that for granted sometimes, maybe
more than other places.
Yeah.
And what we choose to do with our free choice is probably the problem.
The documentary was incredible. Like this dude
I need to watch that.
who comes here to work 6 months at a time, gets to go home and see his wife for 2 weeks before they ship him back. And his wife lives in an apartment with like 4 other employees that work at the company. And like one person sleeps on the couch and the other person, like they double up in the rooms. The rooms have bunk beds. Like that's their life.
That's
They
how
all get up
survive.
at the same time. They all clock in at the same time. They all go eat at the same time in the same place. They all go home. And it's just like, what in the hell?
That would drive us crazy.
Oh, yeah, never. You can never do
Legit.
that.
You can, telling somebody, hey, you can't just go to the mall. nah, that's like
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the documentary, but it was on Netflix. I'm sure you wouldn't have a hard time finding it, but I'll try to look it up. But it's a really interesting
definitely
dichotomy of, because like I said, the first 20 minutes, I'm like, because our folks are talking about unionizing and how the company is pushing them down. You're like, we're being problematic Americans. Like we're like, you're like, oh, we suck. And then
you
as
see
it
the flip
starts to
side of it.
unravel and you see the other side and you're like, do we?
Yeah.
No, that sucks. What sucks? You know, you start getting confused. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, man.
This has been
This
a
is
great
fun.
episode, y'all.
This is
It's been
fun.
real
I enjoyed hanging
got
out
a-
with you post Delvin.
Yeah,
I mean, post Dev.
We've had a whole nother episode.
We've had a whole other different show. People are like, what the hell's happening? Why are they going so deep?
Yeah, man, this has been great.
We didn't even talk about wrestling.
Not at all. Yeah.
Dude, how'd you like the I heard the AEW show was pretty great. I saw the clips and stuff.
I didn't watch the one tonight was really good. I saw the big reveal. Okada's there now.
Yeah, we thought that was happening, right?
And he's with the Young Bucks, who are heels. He's a bad guy.
Okay.
So that's gonna be really interesting.
They're gonna put him in the title picture or anything?
Oh, it looks like he is in one of the title pictures.
Okada's a big deal to the AEW base that knows who the hell New Japan is, but there's a lot of people that have no idea who he is.
Have no idea who he is.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how AEW pencils him in.
Well, they penciled him in with arguably the biggest 2 stars in the company with the Young Bucks. So that's
Yeah, I mean like feuds and storylines wise.
he's feuding with Eddie Kingston. It looked like
Okay. Ring of Honor.
Eddie
champion.
Kingston is Ring of Honor / New Japan Strong Champions. He's AEW's Triple Crown champion. He has 3 belts.
Yeah. So Okada should take some of those away.
He's probably gonna take all those belts.
Yeah, he should.
Immediately. So I think that's gonna.
Okada's great, but I don't want to oversell it. Okada was great to me like 6-7 years ago. Is he still great?
He's still great.
He's still great.
Correct. He's still great, but he's not what he used to be.
Yeah, it's
But
kind of
who
like Kenny.
is?
Like they were great then.
Yes.
You know,
But who's great like that? Will Ospreay. That
his
dude's
match
awesome.
was
Who?
incredible.
He's good.
I was
He's
pissed with the
somebody-
Darby spot though. I'm not sure if you saw that in the Discord.
Yeah, I saw that. It's weird.
It's a lot of damage for nothing. That's my only issue with it. It was an awesome spot. And I love that Darby does that to himself. I just want it to fucking mean something when he does it. Like, like
he's one of those guys that just he's kind of like Mankind
I don't think he's like Mankind.
in terms of like somebody needs to tell him to stop or rein him in with certain things. And I think the spot was good. I think it was cool. I don't think it needed the glass to make.
Well, I don't think it. Why didn't they break his fall for one? And that's question number one. The Bucks were there. They should have helped break the fall.
The whole, to my understanding, the whole ideal of it was, because I watched the whole match, was to take Darby out the match earlier. So it was a young.
Yeah, no,
Bucks
I get it,
versus
but
Sting.
they still could have done that and helped. They should have broken Darby, so they shouldn't let him take that spot just on his own.
I agree. They should have did
Just on his
something
own. Put a
Yeah.
table down, something. Put something there to break the fall.
One
They
of
just
the
let
wild-
this man just dive 30 feet into glass on the ground. Like, why?
No, the funniest thing about it.
It pissed me off. The thing that pissed me off was that the Bucks were nowhere in the landing zone. He jumped clearly over them. They were like 18 feet away by the time he hit the ground. Like it was under no circumstances were they ever under threat of being touched by Darby Allin. That really bothered me. It really bothered me.
You know what the craziest thing about the whole thing is? Out of all the wrestlers in AEW, Darby Allin has probably been the most healthiest.
Yeah, and he's
He
the one
like-
doing this shit.
He never gets injured.
Well, you know me, I love Darby. Darby's like my guy.
He-
Like that's the
He's
dude.
like he's like always there. He never gets injured, really.
He's got such a great character and so much charisma
He
for
does.
somebody that doesn't do promos. Like he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got the
Did you see-
mystique that's so hard to get.
Did you see Sting's sons?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, that was
They
pretty
look
cool.
just like him. They look exactly like him.
I was laughing because his other kid that came out as like WCW Sting.
Yes.
I was like, why the hell is like British Bulldog here? Like, what?
He's a big dude. I think
He's a big dude. Yeah.
I think he played football.
But yeah, the thing that bothered me is that he went all the way off there on his own and didn't land anybody. So like in my mind, I'm trying to like kayfabe it. In my mind, he's got to hit somebody to break the fall and to like make it make sense. Or I would have had somebody tip the ladder. And then you explain how he hits the ground on his own because they tipped the ladder over. It literally looked like he walked up the ladder and jumped off on it on his own accord to hit glass for no reason.
The Young Bucks was there.
And I
But
really hated it.
They were there, but
They
they
weren't.
moved way too early.
Yeah, they weren't there.
So
And no,
it-
even when they were standing there, when you see him leap,
It looked
he's
like
cleared them by like 7 feet.
it looked like he overstepped them a little
Yeah,
bit.
like he jumped too far.
Yeah, it does.
Like
look
he
like
was
that.
nowhere. I was like, no, they're nowhere near it.
But that might have been that by design,
They
considering
could have
that-
went and stepped on the first. They could have went and stood on the first chair, and he still would have completely missed them.
it looked like that. Yeah, it did. But
And it was a brutal bump. Just brutal. Kid was
It
just
was.
like pouring blood. It was goodness.
but apparently he was fine. They just stitched him up in the back. He was good.
This
It
time,
was- Yeah,
you think you're invincible when you're young, and eventually you're
it
not.
was Jeff Hardy. Team
Yep.
Jeff Hardy.
You see Jeff Hardy move these days?
Yeah,
There's a reason he moves that way.
like Frankenstein.
It's jerky. He moves like Contra moves.
He does. RVD, on the other hand, moving pretty well, surprisingly.
He can still go.
Yeah, he can still go. She's slower, but
Yeah.
he still can go.
He's a
Like,
hell
lot
of a
slower,
wrestler.
but he's doing his moves in slow motion. But I'm like, oh, he's still good.
How are you doing? Rock Cody night 1 tag match.
I think
Rock
The
Cody
Rock's
Seth
gonna-
Roman,
I think The Rock is gonna win. I think they're gonna beat him night one.
and then turn on him. Turn on Roman.
I think possible. I think night 2.
Because if they win, it's
Bloodline rules.
bloodline rules. So that
It's
sets
like
up
the
either
Miz.
Cody loses, which I would love, or The Rock turns on Roman and Cody wins.
I feel like they're setting it up so the odds have to be stacked against Cody, so Cody can overcome the odds, brother.
He's not going to overcome all of those odds. Not by himself.
No, he's gonna have help.
The Rock's going to turn.
The Rock, maybe all of the WWE apparently, because that's who all Cody's kind of getting to help him. Like,
Yeah.
Sammy.
Do you think there's any chance that Seth and Cody win the tag?
No, I don't.
Because they could win the tag and then Roman can beat Cody.
I think that's an option. But what I think is more likely to happen, I think Cody's going to win the belt, and I think if it's go up to me, if I think what's going to happen, I think eventually Rock's going to beat Cody for that belt, and then WrestleMania will be Rock versus Roman for the belt.
Really?
I thought-
You're really into this Rock as champion thing. I don't think he's going to be around this long.
I think he is. I don't think
He's not
gonna
going to do
I-
weekly TV, man.
No. He is going to pull the Roman Reigns schedule, then some. Like, he's going to.
See, I think, I mean, you might be right, but I don't. I think you get the belt off Roman by keeping the heat with Roman Rock. You can do Roman Rock without the belt
I think you can. I don't think they will. I think they will.
because
they're gonna-
Cody's going to be there every week defending on
Yes.
SmackDown,
and I can see.
and you need that. That needs TV needs a champion.
See, the thing about it is, you don't have to have The Rock have the belt for a while. He can hold it for like a month.
You're right. You're right.
He don't have to hold it too long.
You're right.
And I don't think Cody's going to hold that belt for baby faces normally don't.
I
hold
think
the belt
people
for a long
would be
time.
super mad if Cody lost to Rock.
I think they would be.
Yeah,
But I
and I just the way he is, I think they're going to give Cody his run. And
They are.
the thing about Rock Roman is you can set up the heat, and then they can not be on TV or anything for 6 months, and
the thing-
still walk into the pay per view, and it'd still be a main event.
Yeah, but I think the thing about it with Cody is once he wins that belt, frankly speaking, he doesn't have to win that belt again. He can win the other belt.
That's true.
So they can easily be like, all right, Cody, you just lost the
I
belt.
like the idea of you do Cody Randy, you do Cody Punk, Cody Seth. Like there's other things to do.
Other people you can do with Cody.
Cody
Yeah,
AJ,
I think the big story now.
Cody
is
LA Knight.
I think the fun story is once Roman loses that belt, the bloodline versus Roman.
That's what. So I'm thinking something happens in the tag match inadvertently to cause distrust going into the bloodline match.
It's already happening.
Yeah, I know.
It's already-
But you know what I mean? Like
They're
more,
planning something big.
yeah, more overt, more on the nose, right? Something happens in the tag match to set to plant the seed. So the whole bloodline match, Roman's looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then the turn happens. That's the big drama. Cody gets the belt. Roman versus Rock. Cody goes on. Belt gets out of the way. You can tell the bloodline story without. You don't need the belts.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can tell a better story with that. Of the Rock saying no, I've always been the leader of the bloodline. You're just you.
Yeah, Roman Rock should be great.
I think so.
That could be a year-long build
And I think the thing about it is Rock isn't doing much now anyway.
with Heyman.
He has a lot of like business things he's doing.
I said one of the podcasts I listened to said he's currently in production for 12 movies, and he's running the XFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's doing the XFL. He's not doing stuff where he's doing like acting roles right now. If he does,
I thought he was 12 movies.
They're not coming out no time soon.
You don't think so?
No, I think he within the next year he's setting up for the next WrestleMania.
Okay.
And even with that, I don't think he has to be there every month.
Yeah, of course.
Every other month for that, man.
No, if they get the belt off Roman, Rock and Roman can go away for at least 3 to 6 months.
Exactly.
And then you come back around SummerSlam and you build towards Mania.
Yeah, because you have a super heel.
I don't think you need
Already.
the belt. I wouldn't put the belt on.
True.
But they might, but I don't. You don't need the belt.
Yeah.
That's personal.
You don't.
You know what you need? You need a cage, not a belt.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, you need something like that. Do something different.
I think the thing they worry about is the
Because then you have multiple, like their big thing is we don't have a main event. We have 8 main events, right?
yes.
Cody and the belt's a main event. Punk's a main event. Roman Rock's a main event. Like, you have multiple main events. The women have a main event. I think that's better than giving them the belt. Because if you give them the belt, then what's Cody doing? He's just in a match. That doesn't seem to work.
I can see next year Mania. I can see him going against Punk or Randy Orton.
That's what I'm thinking.
Somebody like that.
Yep.
Punk or Randy Orton. Those are big names for Cody.
Mm-hmm. And I also think they may give Cody a little run here because they haven't had a babyface in so long. You may want to extend that run a little bit.
Yeah. Or Gunther. I just thought about him.
Yeah. Somebody's got to take that belt.
Yeah. I think by next year WrestleMania.
He's great. Did you watch the match with Dom?
Oh, yeah. That was
He's smacking the shit out of the man. Dom was selling his ass off. That was a great performance by Dom. He was selling the shit out of that.
He's getting really good.
He is. You remember when he first came in?
Yes, people hated him.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons. They were like, this is just terrible. He's terrible. And like, he's come so far.
He has.
So far.
He reminds me of Baron Corbin. In a good way.
It's a good comp. That's not bad. I see it. Yeah, I get what you mean.
When you watch the progression, like, maybe the hate is unwarranted with this guy. Maybe there's something there. Starting to feel that people are turning away.
Talk about finishers. I should have said End of Days.
End of Days is a good one.
That finisher was dope.
It's dope. I love
It's
it.
really good. Yeah, I could see Gunther. I think Gunther is probably going to come after that Raw belt.
I think so too.
Yeah. You let Drew pick it up for a while, let him do his thing with Punk, and then Punk get it, and then Gunther Punk. That could be really good. That could be really good.
Then Gunther's probably going to injure Punk again because that's what's going to happen.
Well, everybody's going to injure Punk. I want Punk Randy for some reason. Like, I have that drilled into my brain that I want it like a Punk Randy Orton feud.
They should put Punk on the Undertaker schedule. Like, you just come out
At
once
Mania.
a year. And that's what Mania.
I think you should have the Undertaker's entrance too. The same music.
Yeah.
The same, he just comes.
like
That's hilarious.
I feel like, man, it's just. I don't want to say underwhelming.
I wonder how much the money they paid him. I told you it was underwhelming. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. Speak with your chest.
It kind of is.
Here's the thing. He's underwhelming in the ring. He was that way in AEW. He's not that good.
Yeah, but he now he keeps getting injured, so it makes it even worse. Like,
yeah,
I kind of feel bad for like.
To me, he's kind of maybe not as diminished, but there, he's in the Jericho spot.
I kind of agree. I feel like AEW in that first year, Punk was his best year. Like that,
but it still wasn't good. Like
it was pretty good.
It's not what I'm not trying to be a hater. So when I say not good, I'm not trying to throw stones at him. It's not to the level that people think of when they think of CM Punk.
It's not, but it was.
He's not
good.
he's not on Seth's level. He's not on Drew's level. These guys work circles around this man.
Yes,
he's just not there. His matches aren't there. He is a walking promo.
Yes,
he's a promo. He can get in there. He can get the suplex. He can throw some punches. He can do a clothesline. But if you're acting him to go out there and give you 60 minutes and be CM Punk, he's not that guy anymore. He was never that guy in AEW.
Yeah. He had good matches that first year, though. After that,
and Jericho can have good matches.
Yes.
Sometimes.
But now it's to the point that
you see him, the dude's just like pouring sweat. He's like really slow and like he doesn't move with the briskness that he used to. And, the things don't land like they used to. It doesn't look
clean.
As aggressive or as clean. You're right. He's not as polished. It's been a long time and it shows. And that's okay. Nobody cares because he's he's still an excellent promo. Nobody gives a shit. Here's the thing. Hogan sucked the whole time and nobody gave a shit. Wrestling's kind of overrated. Like in-ring work. I love the workers. They're my favorites. But you don't have to do any of that to be top dog at a wrestling show. That's been proven time and time and time again. If anything, sometimes the best workers on the card are the people at the bottom of it.
That is true.
Because you don't have the character and you can't do the promo, and more people care about that than they do the actual wrestling.
Yeah. Here's my hot take. Sting's last run has been better. Is better than CM Punk's run.
100%. 1,000%.
The person who they thought would have a terrible. The person who they thought would have a terrible run in AEW actually had a great run. Sting's run has been awesome.
It's been pretty good.
It was great. It was fun.
It's benefited. He's been in a tag a lot. He's been somewhat protected, but he's had his spots, and for a person his age, he made it count. Yeah.
Didn't really get injured. He had
and he's not doing crazy things. He's also not like what he used to be, but like it's protected. He's booked well for his age. He's not out there like with his shirt off like Jericho trying to do moonsaults and shit off the rope. Like, he's not doing that. It makes a lot of sense.
Yes, Dev, we're still going.
We started talking about wrestling.
We had an interesting conversation that was like, I don't know if it was depressing.
I didn't think it was depressing. I had fun.
No, it was a great conversation.
I just enjoy shooting the shit with you. It was fun. We talked about Kind of Funny and podcasts and golf teams, and now we're talking about wrestling. Ubicel said he wants Brock back.
That's not happening. I don't know if it's true.
It's gonna be crazy if they're gonna induct Paul Heyman and they're not gonna mention or say anything about Brock at all, are they? He's not gonna be on the Titantron. He's not gonna be in the package. Nothing. He's gonna act like Brock never existed and Paul Heyman didn't spend the last 10 years of his career working for Brock Lesnar.
I don't know if it's true or not, but someone told me they blurred Vince McMahon out of the game.
Really?
I have to look this up.
I know they took his character out, right? And they said you couldn't play as Vince.
You can't play as Brock.
I posted the story today or yesterday, but the TKO guy was like, Vince is done forever. He's not coming back. Quit asking. And I was like, well, that's good. Finally.
I'm going to look this up to make sure.
While you looked it up, the last thing that I want is I want WWE to split the tag belts or unify them and get me new tag belts.
I think they're doing that.
I need a tag division. Like I kind of miss it. I need a tag division now. The tag division sucks.
Yeah, I was right about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was cut from the 2K24 main roster, but you can play as him on some of the matches featured in the Showcase of Immortals. That's it. Which is weird.
Yeah, people are just gonna make them.
Yes.
They're just gonna make Brock Lesnar. Like that's not gonna. They're not gonna stop playing with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they think they're doing, like what PR they're saving. Like people are just gonna make Brock Lesnar. It's not that big of a deal.
And the character's already there. He's already made.
Yeah. Yep.
It's kind of
It was a big deal. Brock's been a huge part of the company for a while.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird that he's already made. He's already in the game, but they're like, no, you can't play as him. Well, he's in the game, and you clearly can have his character model and everything. You might as well just let people play as him. Don't promote him or anything like that, but just all right, he's here.
Yep.
Because frankly speaking, they have far worse people in that game than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that is the weird thing about this being all
Like,
we're not going to do
far
this to him. Yeah, and it's like, well, there's a lot of other people in this roster
who are far worse than what Brock Lesnar's been
Yeah.
accused of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't know what he's done and all that, obviously, but I don't know. I kind of hope that that's not the end for Brock. I think he deserves an actual ending.
Yeah, if like, frankly speaking, this
More wrestlers have done worse things, like you said, and they've been welcomed back.
It's accusations. It's nothing's been proven. So, and it, if nothing gets proven, yeah, he should get his
I know people hated Brock for a long time. I was really digging that like Cowboy Brock. It was a lot of fun. He had the money in the bank and shit. It was having fun with it. I like that Brock. That last Brock Roman run was fucking excellent.
It was.
When he had the bulldozer and shit, I remember we were watching. I was like, dude, this is great. Like, we're all like, we hate Brock Roman 8. And I'm like, I need 9, 10, 11. Like, this is fucking dope. These dudes are beating the shit out of each other. I always liked that about Brock. Brock was, everybody hates him for like, he wasn't going to put over Dean Ambrose.
Nope.
And he wasn't going to do those things. But when you put Brock in a feud that was money with a big dude that he could go with, he did business.
He did.
And he did. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. He did business with Eddie Guerrero, does business with Roman Reigns, did business with Goldberg, did business with Bray. Like he does business when I think he thinks it makes sense. And that is not necessarily a good thing, but when the stars aligned, he was money. Did great business with the Taker. And that's no small thing. That's a big spot to be put in that Taker role. What, 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
You don't just do that with anybody on the roster.
He was that guy.
He was that guy. And
I can't see asked a great question. He said, what era is WWE in now? Is it the Netflix era? I guess you can call it, it's gonna be the Netflix era. I guess you can call this the TKO era. That's what I would call it.
Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't mean anything. Right now, I would say it's like the streaming era or like the WWE Network era or the Triple H era.
There you go. That works.
Yeah. Because I would think this era, the roots of this era are nestled in that NXT run that he had.
Yeah.
And this era, this high that we're seeing is all coming out of that. And the people that are excited now, those people would have been excited about takeovers back when Adam Cole and DIY and Bailey and Sasha were fucking tearing the house down.
And I think you can.
And nobody was watching.
You can make the argument that the Triple H era kind of affected both shows.
Oh, for sure.
The people who are in AEW now are from the Triple H era.
Yeah.
Like you can say, yeah, Ring of Honor and stuff like that. But yeah, all those guys from the Triple H era.
Yep.
Who helped build that show up. So
yep.
He's had a long reach in both companies.
Yep. They're on a high ride. Good. They're riding high. And I loved it. I remember our Discord. Everybody was like, oh, we can't do this again. And I was like, sign me up. Like, just give it a moment. Like, I can't believe Cody gave up his spot. I'm like, dude, everybody's so short-sighted. They're so show to show. Next show, I'm like, it's Triple H, man. Let him cook. Give it a minute.
People just want their stories.
He's earned the benefit of the doubt.
He has.
That's all I've been saying is like, give him the benefit of the doubt. Remember when they did that? I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do here, but I'm not going to, what did I say? I was like, I'm not going to judge it tonight. I've got faith. Let it play out. And it's been fucking epic since. And I learned that from the Bray repackaging. I did the same thing. The Bray, I was like, this is terrible. Became the best thing I had seen in wrestling in a decade. You know, I judged it too soon. So I've been trying to be a little bit more patient with stuff like that.
Especially with Triple H.
With Triple H. When he's in charge, like, let him work, man. It's been so few that he's just bombed. You know, I can't really remember a segment or a feud where I was like, well, that sucked. You know, like even the small stuff seems to have some payoff.
Yeah. He's been doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, attitude, reality. Don't forget ruthless aggression.
Yeah, ruthless aggression.
I can't see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an action verb for you. Or really an adjective for you. Mm-mm. Attitude, reality. The Reigns era?
Yeah. The Reigns era is a good one. That's a solid one.
He's come so far.
Yeah.
He's truly great.
Arguably the greatest champion in the modern era.
Yeah. But I just love it. I was watching his promo the other day when he told The Rock to acknowledge him. I need you. Like he's so on point with his character right now. He's like such in the zone. It's the pauses, it's the timing, it's the weight, it's the setup, it's the smiles, it's the look. Like he does so much without saying anything. It's incredible. His body language is like through the roof. I love it. I love it. Every time I just have a big smile on my face. I'm like, this man is doing whatever he wants, and the crowd is in his hand.
I am so happy that they got him away from whatever the fuck Vince McMahon was trying to do.
Yeah. And like Rock is doing great. He's having fun, but Rock looks completely corny next to Roman. Like corny as fuck. It's like very different eras next to each other. Like, wow, this is weird.
He does. Roman's good.
He's so good. He's so good. I've got one more. I got a TikTok and it's Roman Reigns. And it says me when I show up to my family get together for 0.5 seconds. And he was like, and it's Roman. And he goes, it's a wrap. We're done here. This is it. You saw me. It's time to go. And I'm like, this is there's so many of those. He's very memeable.
He is. He's great.
Yeah. The Social era?
That's a good one.
It's not bad. I tried.
Oh, you met Triple H back in 1998? That was pretty cool.
Like China Triple H or like Steph Triple H?
That's a good question.
I want to ask Triple H so many personal questions about his sex life.
I do too. I really do.
Like if we were at a bar, I'd be like, yo, you got to tell me. Like, my wife still, we were watching TikTok the other day and a TikTok came up with Stephanie, like young Stephanie, like Bazumba Stephanie. She's like, dear God. I'm like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Stephanie was something else back then.
She was.
You don't even know. Anyway, we got to go so Def can, this is going to be forever. We got to go so Def can finish the show.
Folks, we got almost a 4-hour show.
Almost. See what happens? You leave us alone? Me and Delvin could podcast all night.
Yeah, literally.
We need Dev to like, no, we're not doing that. The show ends now.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Play some video games.
Deuces.
Nobody's sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, 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 the edges.